What is up, everybody? Welcome to God Mode's Friday Night D&D. I'm so happy that you all were able to join us this evening. This is Wyrd and Wyld, our 5th edition. Weird, strange mixture of Spelljammer / Planescape Frankenstein together. This is session 99, Fate and Circumstance. I'm Jaso, the DM, who is joining me this fine Friday evening.
Hello, folks. I'm Bailey. I will be playing Glacialor, the College of Glamour Eidolon Bard. Listen, it's been a week. Give me a break.
Hey, everyone. It's Luke. I'm playing Aesop, Kinku Alchemist, and his alter ego, Subject 22.
What's up? My name's Kevin. I play Sun Kong, your apeling binoid monk, following the way of the abundant spirit.
What's up? My name's Slim. I'll be playing Renkaz, a lizard folk fighter, martial archetype with a gunslinger.
Everybody, I'm playing Kyle, and I play Thorilamino! Mr. Arcane trickster that re-skinned to be a tech extraordinaire, and also chemo, but he just died.
No, he's back. He's back.
He got better.
Bitch.
For the third time, to your knowledge, has come back from death.
I'm Nick. I play Enviti, a half-elf celestial warlock, packed with thump focus, and I have the most phenomenal familiar of all time, a pseudo-dragon named Jira.
Thank you. The Mighty says, if someone isn't hit by a firework in the campaign, I will be deeply disappointed.
I mean, that's basically what my character does, is throw fireworks, so I can make that happen.
And you'll actually have some this time.
Gift goodbye fireworks.
Yeah. Speaking of, thank you guys, and thank you very much, The Mighty and Linkblood, for following. That was very nice of you guys. As always, a big thanks to 8-Bit Ribbit, who did the character art for all of our characters. They're really awesome, so go check her out on Twitter at just 8, the number 8-Bit Ribbit, or her website, which I think is just the same thing.com. Give her lots of love, because yeah, her stuff is pretty awesome. As you guys are watching and hanging out with us, you are accruing Twitch channel points, which is cool stuff that you can use and see the rewards down in the bottom left of the chat. And you can buy fun stuff like a +1 for the party, inspiration. The party got a just absolute bucket load of stuff last session, which I think came in very handy for quite a few of them.
Super handy.
Yeah.
It looks like no one has inspiration, so you guys all make good use of that, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, you guys get all kinds of cool stuff. There's plenty of rewards. There's way more than the standard Twitch channel point stuff that just comes with it, like make the DM smile or eat a Cheeto. There's more fun stuff than that. So,
Eat a Cheeto.
I mean, these are I can't stand the standard rewards. I don't understand how that's fun. So yes, fun ways to interact that's specific to a tabletop campaign. So take a look at those things down in the bottom left of the chat. See if any of them interest you. Stream avatars, you guys can play around with those too. You can actually use your Twitch channel points to buy some stuff. I'm still working for you guys, for my players, on getting those player-specific avatars to you. I just have to figure out the specific, like, /give/player/avatar/thing, so I'll work that out. But for anybody else who's joining, you guys should still have the full availability. I don't know if you guys are just logging in under your Twitch accounts. I have no idea why it would not allow you to pick the avatar. I think because I've locked them off and have set your player avatars specifically as like a gift reward, so I'll get those to you for sure. Follow us here on Twitch, and if you are trying to keep up to date with us, go follow us on Twitter, because I post on there too. We just did a giveaway this last week, which just ended an hour previously, and I'll be announcing the winner not after this session, because it'll be super late. We'll announce it early tomorrow. So that just capped off. Thank you everybody for joining that and entering, and we'll pick a winner and be announcing that early tomorrow morning. My only other thing that I wanted to mention is this is, as said, session 99, so next week is the big 100. And for the big one hundo, if you guys are interested, those of you who may enjoy our campaign and think it's fun but have zero idea what the fuck is going on, Session 100 will be fun because it's going to be more of like a special episode than another standard session. We're actually going to go back and sort of retread and relive some of the memories of the Wyld Tycoons, some of the characters that you guys didn't get to meet from the first season or didn't get to spend a ton of time with, and just learn more about them, learn more about the characters as they started the campaign and what things have changed up until this point, because a lot happened. This is Wyrd and Wyld that we're streaming, but this is technically Season 2. We didn't stream the first season because I was just getting my sea legs with D&D 5e, and 3 years later still am, but I feel like I'm a little better. So yes, lots of things that were probably missed that may be confusing. We did I think a pretty thorough recap when we started Season 2. We kind of put some pieces together, and I gave sort of like a all-encompassing recap, but we're going to really take Session 100 and just sort of do a deep dive, as well as just sort of like take a step back for me and the players and just sort of revel in some of the fun we've had over the years. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We may have some guests. We'll probably have a giveaway that is specific to you guys watching the stream instead of just sort of like a passive one on our Twitter. So keep an eye out for that stuff. Come join us next week. It'll be a whole lot of fun. That is all of my housekeeping stuff, so let me toss out some inspiration. As I was mentioning, it looks like everyone made good use of that last week. So.
We almost died, all of us.
One person did die, so.
He back now.
Almost.
I mean, technically, too. Ghost Dad.
Sea Legs is the best one, and I got it.
If you guys want to trade your cards, do it now or forever hold on to them until you use them.
Give a creature disadvantage on its next D20 roll. That is good. I like that.
Does anyone need increased strength or dex by 1? Dex save or strength save? I don't really. My dex save is high enough on its own.
Yeah, I got Tactical Insight, the one that makes you like switch initiative or push it up further. I got like +10 in my initiative, so if anybody wants that.
I wouldn't mind taking that. My initiative, I can't roll for shit on initiative, so I mean, maybe.
All yours, buddy.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay. As a quick reminder, actually, before I go off on that, let's roll to see who wants to give the recap.
No, who did it last time? Who has diplomatic immunity?
Me.
I think Enviti.
I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty easy recap, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well,
We did a
Sun
fight.
Kong.
There it is.
Oh.
I knew it. I just felt it in my bone.
Sun Kong, what happened last time?
We had a fight.
On
So we ran up on this guy. I'm sorry, me and names. The guy who was doing the thing. Desmond. So we ran up on Desmond at the place where Radrior was imprisoned. He was there to get into his mind and steal his memories. So we engaged him. He made it he made the computer system. Don't remember her name either. Desdemona. He made her aware that we were actually not dead. So now we had to fight the security system because we found out Desmond actually wasn't really there. It was like a hologram or a projection or something. It doesn't matter. We couldn't get close to him without destroying the pylons. There were like 4 of them, but they were all like 40 feet in the air, so they were very hard to hit. And Fa got hit a lot with a lot of lasers. Oh no, Chemo got hit a lot. Sorry, Chemo got hit with a lot of lasers.
Sometimes it seems like they're the same person.
Right? It's weird. Lots of lasers. So, he was on the wall, and then he just was hanging out of his boots. His boots were still connected to the wall, but he was hanging because Chemo died. So, Desmond successfully got through like 98% of Radrior's memories before, we did destroy 2 or 3 of the pylons. but with the help of hearing his daughter Kui, Radriar seemed to have like woken up and did some sort of push back against Desmond and helped destroy the last couple pylons and broke free. And so we got everyone together, beamed back to the ship. Aesop used the scroll on Chemo to bring him back from the dead, and I think that's it.
That's a pretty damn succinct recap, Sun Kong. Thank you. You find a weird bit in your pockets.
Toss it over to Aesop. What is that, 2?
We're at like 4.
4?
Sun Kong, strangely enough, despite the fact that you have successfully made it out of whatever that place was alive, you still do not happen to know where this place is or who anyone surrounding you
No.
This is awesome.
Rinkaz, also, you still hate your rifle with all of your being.
Oh no!
Which, I'm going to tell Aesop that immediately. Say, you want to hold on to that for a while for me.
I'm tired of lugging your stuff around. I want to make some sort of medicinal check on them to see.
Where are we now? What is this place?
Oh
This-
no!
This is a ship, like a spaceship. This is kind of our home. If it's going to be a lot to take in, but we can help you, buddy.
Huh.
It's going to be quicker for me to figure out how to fix you two than it will be to explain everything that happens with this ship, I think.
But you've got the gun in your bag, and you need to stay away with it. I can't.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's crazy. Can I get some kind of like a knowledge check kind of thing, Jason?
Yeah, you can use your medicine talents to try and sort of do your best
Nope.
to diagnose.
No, I can't.
Oh,
No, I
that
can't.
nasty
This is Arcana, the likes of which I've never seen before. Could be forever. Well, good luck.
Wait, we've dealt with strange things before. It could be something to do with the weird or something. I want to check.
Sure.
I want to whisper to Sun Kong to stay close to me.
Okay.
That's
Also,
an
Enviti, it feels like your body has just collapsed in on itself.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Oh, we're gonna have.
Oh
to-
yeah. Oh my God. That's right. Enviti is broken, by the way.
Don't touch me.
Shit. He's
At
so
all.
broken.
Hey,
Can someone magic disc? Don't we have like a magic disc? One of you magic people do the disc.
I can
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a magic disc,
You
and
do
I
the
don't
disc.
want to
Of course,
move.
you
Done
do the
enough.
disc. God damn it.
You dead. You dead. You dead. You dead, dumb. Dead, dumb. Father.
Wait a minute, I wouldn't know that. God damn it. It's really hard not knowing things.
4 points around you, and they light up, and magical stretcher kind of lifts you up.
Ooh.
Who made that?
It's just a levitating disc.
Or who made it?
Fa did.
On it.
Oh, who are you?
Oh no.
Hey, what's that 11 get me? Oh, sorry, Kyle.
Everybody's crazy.
Fa was here the whole time, and she's like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Is she okay?
She's fine. She's just like that.
Well, so-
Velocity, you take a couple minutes as everyone is talking amongst themselves and just give a quick study over of both Rinkaz and Sun Kong. And you're able to figure out that this is definitely some amount of a lingering madness that was probably taken from the mind-blowing images back on Numenos, the knowledge that is difficult to handle and explosive to the mind and sometimes wrecks it. You get the sense, at least with an 11, that it is not permanent. But how long it would last, you are unsure.
Okay, well, good news is that we can handle this. This is fine. You just need to get sleep. I don't know how long it's gonna last. So yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just-
you have a wife, so you're gonna have to deal with that, King Kong.
Also, a giant cat. I don't mean like a house cat. I mean like a vicious giant panther.
It smells fear, so it's best just to be calm when you see it, because it really loves you to death. So don't freak out, or it might put you in its mouth.
Emphasis
I've
on
always been good
death.
with animals. I mean, they just like me.
All right, fair enough.
Sun Kong, a 10-foot tall, slender-looking blue man with 6 digits on each hand, leans across the illusory planetary system, shifting above a steel table, and says,
"Well, it looks as though you made it out relatively in one piece. Is everyone okay?"
Who's that?
I wish
Make the sound of wind chimes.
not. I mean, we're all alive for that matter, but
We're all alive now.
it's a long story.
I did not anticipate you returning in this manner.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, he needs help. He's like broken, like everywhere.
I look to the group and then I look to him and pause for a second and say, "Do you know of a man by the name of Ratriar?"
asking an arcane man this?
Yes.
Yes, he is the one who worked with me to construct the ship.
Oh, I kind of hobble over and put a hand on his, I guess, hip, because he's 10 feet freaking tall, and say, "What's left of him is gone, my friend. Sorry. It'll take a while to explain."
I see. I believe it would be best if you all filled me in on the recent trip you had to Numenors. Seems there was more than you bargained for in it.
Oh, honey, listen. The 10th pit are really just really old evil entities that want nothing more but to fill the entire multi-whatever
They want to destroy everything.
full of twilight, which is technically in their minds just what was it, the equivalent of everyone just being drones?
They wanted peace, they said. And I suppose if you reduce everything to nothing, that's quite peaceful.
Nothing can fight when there is nothing to fight.
It's typical villainous nonsense, madmen and women alike. They think they're above our comprehension, but I think they're just mad. Extremely powerful, but mad.
They want the end of everything. Nothing to exist ever.
Except in their minds themselves, because
And
they're
Devil.
gods or something, maybe?
they wanted to use a Lady of Pain to activate everything.
Yes.
To destroy everything.
To free her.
The arcane man stands up slightly taller at the sound of the Lady of Pain.
Strange, then. Not much peace to be obtained if they were to destroy everything. All of creation, they themselves would be destroyed.
We mentioned that to them.
They think they can live on through this contract.
Strange. Well, I am happy to learn more if you are willing to fill me in. Otherwise, it looks as some of you are a little worse for wear if you need to rest.
We need a day or two to recoup, some of us longer.
Yeah.
I would, at the very least, suggest that you make sure and put a call into Expeditioneer Alec, who was part of the patrols, as he was attempting to contact you personally to speak more about this meeting regarding the marauders.
We
We have to decide what we want to do with that thing.
Also, that is true, yes, but now that we know what we're dealing with, we might want to keep that thing.
What are we talking about?
You'll find out. It's it's a very big, powerful beast. Capable of destroying worlds, I believe. And well, each of the factions want to do something different with it.
Factions?
Yeah, there's.
Maybe get a good night's sleep, and I prescribe a hearty breakfast.
I am hungry. That I can tell you. I am very hungry.
You always are.
Trust me, buddy. Whatever's wrong with your memory, we'll fix it. This won't be permanent.
I think we need to let Alec know that not all of us are in the right mind at the moment, and we have to call him back later.
Well, I mean, we just need to drop off the gadabouts, right?
True. Yes.
Maybe we could just give him a call, let him know. We don't need to tell him we've made any decisions one way or the other about the marauder.
Well, do you think that would be a good time to let him know about the 10th pit in Sigil? I really think we should go on with that task.
I'm fine if you wish to divulge that information. I wasn't there personally, so I'll leave it to you.
I think that's something that should be done in person.
All right. Well,
listening.
All right. Great. Then we'll do that. Return everything, and maybe he'll give us a rain check on that decision.
Well, we do have, what is it, like a week? Something like that?
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yes. We need to get to Jadra. I'm reserving my answer about the marauders until I ask a question to Gond, whatever the godlike spheroid thing they have is.
Would it be a good idea when we drop those off to maybe resupply a little, just in case?
As long as it doesn't take longer than a day, nobody get any tattoos done.
That's a good idea.
Don't pay attention to that, because that would mean nothing to you.
It would mean nothing to Sun Kong. Yeah. Everything to everyone else.
Well, I know I have tattoos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like...
All right, so, well, the first stop, I suppose, is the Quagga.
Yes, let's hail them, let them know. Oh, the Quagga or Kerbita, whichever one we get to first.
All right.
Are you guys hailing the patrollers?
Yes, I think we shall. If anyone would like to be out of the room or get some rest, perhaps, now would be the time to retire.
I might as well, because I don't really know what's going on, so I don't feel like I'd be much help.
She's a beautiful apeling. She's very nice. Don't upset her, but she is your wife, so just be
She's standing right there, you know. I point to Ukog standing in the corner.
Yeah, can you tell me her name at least,
Ukog. Just Sun Kong. I grab Sun Kong by the shoulders. Tell her you have amnesia. Don't try to sitcom this into a wacky situation where you've always known her.
I just know. I just want to at least be able to call her by her name.
Ukog.
Hi, Ukog.
What's happened to you?
I'm assuming this isn't unusual, but I don't know. I have amnesia, so I don't know who you are. But apparently, this is not something weird.
She leans her head to the side and looks to the rest of you behind him and says, "Is this permanent?"
He'll get better. Eventually, he'll get better.
It's like a stimming kind of thing.
How much do you remember?
I mean, I know who I am.
I think you should take some time to sleep.
I'd ask Lizzie if she might be able to help us, but about that.
She is practically unconscious on the floor.
We need to get her some medical help. Anybody.
Right.
I'll have Clatter take her to the barracks so she can get some beauty sleep.
I'll go with them and see if there's anything I can do.
Sure. In the meantime, you guys hail Alec.
Do we want to wait for Aesop to be back for that?
Nah, you guys go ahead without me. It's fine. I got my communicator. I'll listen in.
Okay, let's get that elf boy on this.
Appearing on the screen. After a couple minutes, it seems like it takes a good 10 or so minutes as you guys
Wipe
are
the
sort
blood off of my face.
taking your time.
Move my hair up. Okay.
Appearing on screen is Pioneer Patroller Expeditioneer Alec. He looks to all of you from sort of like the lower chest, sort of like bust up in the programmed illusion. Greetings, tycoons. It has been some time. I hope you are all well.
We're alive.
It looks as though you have been doing the standard wild knot venturing throughout the Twixt.
Oh, it's past standard, my dear. It is so past standard. I can't even begin to explain. But I will in person.
Hopefully you have maintained your numbers.
Numbers?
Your
Oh,
herd.
yeah. Yes?
I mean, we're hanging in there.
That is good to hear. Tycoons, I was attempting to reach you for a few hours now. I mentioned some time before that there would come a point when I would alert you for a meeting for all of the Consortium factions, a convention of sorts between all four of us. We wish to discuss the potential impact of the marauder on the Twixt. The top leaders of each of the Consortium factions is going to hold a get-together within 2 10 days' times. This gives you 20 days to do what you need to do before this vital convention that we plan to have. Despite the fact that the Masterminds have provided an avenue for this meeting to be in a hidden location so as to keep away any unneeded interference, I feel it prevalent that despite those securities, I would still feel more comfortable, and perhaps the other Consortium factions, considering that you have at least seemingly had some experience with each of them, to accompany as your full group along with us, to not only serve as an extra layer of defense, but also because I have personally seen your strengths and resourcefulness. And, as per our conversations and my insights, I believe that your own experiences and perspectives would be beneficial as a separate individual party, unmarred by some of the Consortium's politics, to weigh in on the matter of the witchlight marauders. Does this sound acceptable? Mm-hmm. Would you be able to make time in your schedules in 2 10 days to be able to meet with us?
Yes.
Excellent. We will be holding this at that time, and between now and then, I ask you to strongly consider each of the Consortium factions' proposals for the Marauder, but also understand that nothing is set in stone. This meeting is meant to be a deliberation. This is an opportunity to change minds, to compromise if need be, or to provide solutions that some of us may not see, all the more reason to get your unique perspectives. I simply wish for you to take a little time and consider what each of us bring to the table. The Masterminds have provided each faction with an arcane device that at the time of this meeting, within 20 days, will teleport us through arcane means to the location in order to keep its secrecy intact.
And it works?
I am sure that it will work.
Okay.
A separate one, has also been provided for you tycoons. Upon my request, I will be keeping it with one of the nearby quaggas, if you wouldn't mind rendezvousing with one. There should be one just 3 days out from your current location.
Ah, very good.
There is a captain on board of this particular quagga, an elvish captain known as Visari. Speak with him. He will meet with you. I have made sure to instruct him on your arrival, and you shall obtain the device.
Excellent. Tell him excellent. That's great.
Oh, yes. Excellent. That's great. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I was on my phone.
Fine. Understandable. This is an important affair for the Twixt. I feel no need to try and overstate this. I am sure you all have seen many dangers and wonders that the Twixt has to offer with your experiences.
Yes, and we have incredibly important information to introduce to you all. It might change everyone's way of thinking. So, hopefully...
outside intel will be gladly accepted and looked over, of course. A new counting on the Tarask Slayers would be an important endeavor to have everyone agree to.
Oh, I forgot about that.
How could you forget about that?
I don't know. I just completely forgot about that.
Seriously.
Again, Visari, meet with him on a quagga 3 days out. You will obtain the device necessary that in 20 days, he will, I'm sure, debrief you on its activation. Will teleport us all to the area where we shall convene and have our deliberation.
Sounds good.
Pardon me, Alec.
Yes.
I bow to him, or salute him properly.
He salutes back.
On this quagga, is he a bit of a tech expert? I just have a bit of a question. I'm trying to work on some mechanical work myself. Do you happen to know if anybody there has any tech expertise? Maybe I could borrow their ear for an hour or two.
Certainly a possibility. If not Visari, then perhaps someone aboard that may be able to spend an extra few minutes to lend an ear to your affairs and possibly provide you with helpful information.
Thank you very much.
Well then, if there is nothing else, I will see you all face to face in 10 days' time.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Very well. Be well, tycoons.
Bye.
And he disappears from the screen.
That means we'll have 17 days to construct a robotic snake body.
What?
I mean, nothing. A Cosacotl.
Oh,
Buddy.
are you playing Dr. Frankenstein in there without me?
I mean,
I'm
you're
just
more
kidding.
than welcome.
I wouldn't know my way around I don't even know enough electrical terms to tell you a good analogy here. You're on your own on this one, I'm afraid.
But you've saved my Dr. Hyde.
Zod hangs himself.
Oh my goodness.
Lizzie, just drain all of my energy. Just take my energy, please.
Thank
Just kill
God.
me.
Alright. Well, I guess we'll get our coordinates to that quagga, and then is Kerbita or the quagga? Is it quagga or quagga? I don't...
Quagga.
Quagga. We'll go to whichever one is closer.
So with that said, there is a quagga, and its location is not too far from Kerbita with the coordinates that are essentially provided to you by Alec within 3 days' time. Otherwise, as I mentioned at the end of last session, the ball is in your court. Tycoons, you have 20 days.
Ooh, right. Well, I am fresh out of potions after that last little adventure, so I know what I'm going to be doing for the next few days as we travel.
Also,
Potions.
as a slight note, slightly more player knowledge than character knowledge, we are right up against the finale. So, if there's any lingering things you guys want to do as your characters before this meeting, you may want to do that.
Oh no, we're getting that point in video games, the point of no return thing.
I still have no
Why
idea
is
where
there so many
Lastria is.
Yeah.
I have no leads and nothing. It's just like she completely disappeared.
That is problematic. But it's fine, we'll get through this. It's just going to be a meeting with the consortium, and then we can continue your search.
And I mean, not to bring up anything else that's concerning, but still no word from Cregan or word on him about him. I know he's going incognito, but he's, one of the few who isn't here and that's involved in all this. Not saying we definitely need him, but he was a part of the crew, essentially my crew, when all this happened.
I hope he stays far away from us, because think about how bad it would look if we introduced all of this crazy information with the most wanted man in the Wyrd.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't want him around per se, but I'd just like to know in case we need anything from him.
Oh, you miss him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't given him a fair shake of all this, but I don't know if extorting us and isolating us and sending death cyber robot women and tanks and assassin bots after us was the best way to get the information to us.
Oh, please, that was forever ago. I wasn't even a part of the group back then.
No, he's got a funny way of showing foreplay then.
Well, if we see him, never again, I'll be okay with it. But if we do, yeah, I mean, I just don't see. I just think you missed some ring cause. He's really not that important.
What I do miss is feeling normal. I think I'm gonna go sleep face down in the workout pool or whatever the hell it is, meditation pool for 3 days.
Don't do that. You will drown.
I can hold by. It's not that long. Yeah.
The Arcane Man will ask for someone to at least try to fill him in on all the details of your guys' adventures over the past half or full day.
My God. So we walk in, right, and there's this giant globby baby thing, and it's just totally dead. It looked like the most fearsome beast in the entire world.
Baby.
Yeah, globby, monstrous, ginormous. Like, when I say ginormous, it was like big. It was so big.
Baby.
Yes, it was goopy. And
It was
it
an
had...
atropal. It was an atropal.
There you go. It was an atropal.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to put those samples on ice.
Ooh.
After Aesop finishes, patching
yeah.
up Lizzie, if there's anything he can do, he runs off to the alchemy lab to put the samples there.
Do you want to make a heal check for Lizzie?
Yeah, sure.
Did.
That's 13.
With a 13, you're able to gather that she certainly probably is going to eventually need more of her quote-unquote food, which is, as you have learned on the ship over time, that she drains the emotional energies from others as a Allura, a actual reptilian race who disguise themselves in her current form. However, you are largely able to gather with that check that she is simply fatigued from being held in a sort of suspended state within the memory orb for such a period. It looks like what will mostly help her at this point is just a good amount of rest.
Okay. Fair enough.
What's the downtime on that if one of us were to offer a little emotional energy?
She would accept if you're willing to offer.
Okay, if it's life or death.
I won't train you until you're dead.
Oh,
Probably.
Showed her.
Come on, Rinkaz. Give me some of your juice.
Oh, no, don't. I'm leaving.
Aesop's the juice master.
No, I'm not.
I have to be awkward here. Bye.
What does Lizzie eat? Does she eat pain? Because it hurts a lot.
Just let her rest, you fool. She'll be fine. She's going to ambiently feed off of our auras or some nonsense. I don't understand how her anatomy works, but she'll get better. That's the point. Just let her rest.
So anyway, we walk in and there's this giant dead goopy trouble baby in the room. Don't know how it happened, but anyway, we later found out how it happened, but in the meantime, we were going around and then we saw the robot things that attacked the ship that was from the tin pit. And we put two and two together, and so the tin pit is what killed that giant goopy trouble baby. So as we were exploring Numenos, there were these weird crystal things going around, just looking at us doing little crystal things, and then we saw rainbow pools of, get this, rainbow pools of memory. Oh, and we stuck our heads in it. Oh my god. And we found out some really crazy shit. Sun Kong lost all of his memory and Rinkaz became disgusted with his gun in the process. But we found out that there was a mine of this purple crystal stuff. You know, the stuff that made us do all those things in Sigil. And there was these constructs mining all of this. I couldn't really tell where it was. Maybe it was on Numenos, I'm not sure. That's all I remember from that. Kui, do you remember anything when you stuck your finger or hand in one?
She says, when I did it, I remember being an owl.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. What's up with that?
It was the form that my father was only able to... I hear some banging in the background.
Sorry, fireworks.
It's okay. She says, it was... Well, to make a long story short, my father was attempting to find a way to make sure that people could live on in case they couldn't in their physical bodies. He was attempting to, in a way, tie our souls to the universe itself.
Ooh.
When I was younger, I had a number of medical conditions. It was difficult for me to do anything other than stay under his care in the labs. When the time came to test the technology that he had constructed out, I was the one who first volunteered.
And you were turned into an owl?
Well, the process was somewhat successful, but to try and take everything that a person is, their thoughts, their feelings, maybe even their soul, and condense it into a completely separate, non-corporeal form, just using arcane powers of magians, it's not easy. My father was, and is, a great scientist, but he was only partially successful. He was able to keep who I was, but not in a form that was intelligent enough to communicate. And so he constructed a ghostly owl form, if you will, for me to stay with.
See.
This memory, though, was not with my original father. You've seen other forms, other clones of Radriar before.
Yeah, on that ghost ship. Oh, and on our ship.
Yes. At some point, there were others who made copies of him because of his brilliant mind and to attempt to tap into that. These other forms were not privy to the fact of who I truly was, seeing me as just an entertaining thing to keep around, an interesting bauble.
Oh.
But I knew deep down who I was, and even though he wasn't my original father, I always kept an eye on him.
Wait, I'm so confused. Which one didn't he just die? Is that what we just witnessed? Isn't he faded away into nothing?
Kui said he's not dead, so there must be
Oh.
more to it than that.
All
He's
right.
not.
Oh, well, if you say so.
I am connected with him. With this form now, I, in a strange way, along with the Arcane Man's help, when they gave me this ghostly form before you guys helped me with this new body, I felt a connection. Though it seemed that my father was attempting to do his best to make me forget about that past. The past of when I was an owl and before when he was using me as a test subject. Maybe he felt guilty, I don't know. But through the Numenos, I remember now. I have a connection with my father. That's how I knew he must have been close back when we were in the Peacekeeper Tower. My father somehow must have been able to complete his experiment. It's hard to explain. I watched him die in front of me, but I still feel him. And I feel like, maybe not now, maybe not soon, but at some point he will come back.
Do you think maybe it had something to do with all those copies of him? Maybe he found a way to copy himself. Perhaps?
Perhaps. Maybe they had some hand in it.
Ah,
I know that at the end, the result, the success that he was going for was to tie oneself, everything that makes up an individual, with the universe itself.
So you're part of the universe if he's part of the universe and you're connected to him, so technically you're part of the universe, right?
Well, in some way, thanks to the ghostly form that the Arcane Man and Radriar were able to create, yes. At the very least, even if I don't have this same intensity in terms of the tie to the universe, I at least feel this connection with my father.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Do you think it has anything to do with the ship and the universe, the ship being connected to the universe? I mean, you were part of the ship during that time. Do you feel connected to this ship?
Yes, I still have a connection with the ship too, even in this new form.
Interesting indeed. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that we saved the universe by protecting you, huh?
Good one.
That was off color. I apologize for that.
I'm
At any rate,
that you all had to suffer through
what?
what you
No,
went through.
I don't remember last time we talked about this. It's no problem at all. We help each other. We help our friends, and I'm sure if your father is out there somewhere, and eventually we will find him again.
Yeah, especially all the time we've spent on this ship. Everything you've done for us. I mean, that's the least we could do.
Maybe he'll find us if he's connected to the universe and whatnot.
There you go. I'm sure he wants to see the daughter that rescued him.
The Arcane Man speaks up.
If Radriar truly is still alive, then that is more than likely the case that when the time comes, he will find us.
Makes sense. Well, I mean, sort of. I don't understand it, but it makes sense. At any rate, I have some things to do. I'm gonna retire to the alchemy lab.
Thank you, David, for the follow. Appreciate that. So you continue filling.
Yeah, I'll tell
Arcane
him
Man.
about the tent pit and what we found and all that mumbo jumbo, and then Desmond and all that horror shit that we went through, and what he was talking about. Desmond was mumbling to himself about weird shit.
The Arcane Man listens intently, and at no point does he try to interrupt you. He calmly, as he always does in almost a professional, mercantile manner, sits and listens closely.
I give him this feel like it's hot gossip, like the entire time.
He just takes it like this is your natural form of communicating, and just listens to all of it.
Okay.
He is quiet for a little while after you finish, as if in some amount of contemplation. And finally says,
I appreciate that, Glossy. I am to take it that you are all going to finish whatever preparations you find necessary before your meeting with the Consortium regarding these witchlight marauders.
Yeah, we have a few things on a list here to do.
Well then, I mean no offense, but this Consortium meeting is not any of my affair. It concerns you all, and it seems as though the Consortium factions believe your opinions and perspectives to be important.
Well, on that note, so here's the thing. It's a big meeting of everyone, the Consortium, big serious stuff. I think that's when we should drop all that information on them about Sigil. So it kind of ties to you a little bit. Oh, we are gonna expose the 10th pit, tell them a little bit about Sigil, and maybe that will also change what they view the witchlight marauder, how they view it. Who knows?
If you plan to share this information with them, they will more than likely require some form of evidence to back the statements.
I mean, how are we gonna prove any of that? We can give them our word, and at least we don't have evidence. We can at least speak our truths. So it's out there in the universe, at least, instead of in the secret box that we've been keeping it in.
The only reason I mention this is in part because this meeting is quite the affair for the Consortium. Their main concern right now is their turmoil with the Dark Tribe, and the potential that this witchlight marauder may have as a beneficial tool and or weapon for them. If you are all to bring a separate, perhaps related, though we are not sure, likely unrelated, for the time being, issue that may potentially make the marauder pale in comparison, they will need a substantial form of evidence. There is always the possibility, should you all see fit to it, to show them one of the deepest rooms here on the geodesic ship.
Ooh, like we take one of each consortium and show them a deep room.
If you all believe that that would be a beneficial decision, I will leave it to you, as you have had more dealings with these particular representatives than I personally have.
I mean,
Just know that the Consortium faction has always had a subtle interest in the geodesic ship.
Yeah, I don't want to expose us like that.
I would be careful the exact portions of information you tell them, though I will leave that discretion to you all. If you would like, I can attempt to unlock some of the deeper rooms to the geodesic ship in the meantime, so that hopefully, when the time comes, you, as well as the other members of the Consortium faction, can see one of the deepest layers it has to offer.
Is that wise? I mean, can't the tin pit just hijack our ship at any time now?
All the more reason that I ask for you to think about it carefully.
Oh.
I will leave this for you to decide. But yes, it is clearly something to think about. In the meantime, I have seen enough of your travels to know that you can handle yourselves for the time being. I am going to take a bit of a leave of absence.
Where are you going?
I need to convene with the other Arcane, so that I may attempt to find any more information regarding these Vespers you mentioned, as they have a direct correlation with attempting to interact with the Lady of Pain.
I say in the communicator that I think that's a good idea.
Also, part of my largest concern, personally, as we are all indebted to the Lady, is finding a way to retrieve the Mimir that was taken from us and is currently in their possession, so that we can continue to finalize fulfilling the Lady's legacy. You have quite a few days ahead of you before needing to meet with the Consortium to go from there. There is a device in the room that you have created to survey planets. This device can tell you a number of facts of nearby planets and what they consist of. It is the one in the dispatch center.
Oh.
Perhaps
That's good.
It may not be a terrible idea, considering all that you have been through, to use it to scan over the next few days for surface details of nearby planetoids to find a peaceful planet, and perhaps, even if for a few days, or perhaps even partially of a day, to spend some quiet time groundside. Perhaps you find you a beach, as I have heard Rinkaz mention before.
Maybe Lustria's just lazing about somewhere. Maybe we'll run into her if we do this. Who knows?
Always a possibility. I know you can handle yourselves at this point. I've seen it firsthand. So, I will bid you all farewell and good luck. I will be here to answer any lingering questions if you have any. Otherwise, I will take my leave, at least for a little while.
Glass, ask him how we can contact him if we have an emergency.
Oh, yes. So if we do need to speak with you again, how can we get in touch?
I will do my best to stay in contact with you all. It may not be every day, but I will do my best to hail the ship periodically. That will be the best method that I can think of.
Okay.
Suppose it's better than nothing.
There is always a potential to find yourselves obtaining certain arcane arts that offer scrying abilities or messaging abilities that may help.
Oh.
Yeah, we need
if you so choose.
We need a divination wizard.
Hey, is there a planet of arcanes we can just drop by at? Or like a community of arcanes?
There is not. We Arcane have no homeworld.
Oh. That's sad.
Quite the contrary. Our homes is wild space itself.
Oh, that's romantic.
So an arcane kegger. That sounds like fun. Maybe we should go do that.
Wouldn't you all rather, instead of taking a vacation, go ask the Jadra god a very important question that pertains to the fate of the universe?
I think we shall.
Thank you.
So, with that, the Arcane Man bids you all farewell.
Bye-bye.
He walks up the steps towards the elevator, Glace, and turns the corner.
I want to sneak a peek.
You step up with a pitter-patter of your high heels up the steps and peer around the corner, and he is gone.
Oh!
Oh. Spookers.
That's weird.
It's fine. It's probably nothing.
So I think we'll take this day to rest and head towards Kerbita.
Yes.
Okay. So, does anyone want to do anything during the first 24 hours? Just let me know. Aesop!
2 greater healing potions. I'm going to try to craft them right now. Done and done.
Sweet.
Subtracting 200 gold. I am finished.
Glace.
Long resting. No, that's it.
Taking a nice long nap. I'll eventually move the map back over so you can adjust the character tokens, of course. Rinkaz.
Full long rest. See if I can get rid of my head injury.
Sure.
The regular one from the crit.
You can either take a full in one bout of magical blasts of healing energy. If you can obtain 10 points of healing magic, that will get rid of it.
I can do that.
Okay. If you have that to spare, Glace, you can help amend his injury.
Not for the first day, but for the day after.
Okay.
Because I'm spent.
In the meantime, do you want to make a check to see if you can recover from that, Rinkaz?
Sure. Plus level of injury. I think it was just a first. What is the what do I have to roll for DC? Just D20, that's it?
So, it's just one level 1 head injury?
Yep.
Give me a D20 along with a straight D20 roll versus a DC that we have set here. So it's 10 plus the injuries level, so it'll be 11.
11.
Nice.
Okay. You don't do much to try and address the wound, other than sort of just maybe wrap a bandage around it.
And drink alcohol.
And drink a swig of alcohol. And you are going to be able to heal that off. Sun Kong.
Full rest.
Sun Kong. Under
how
your...
long's a long rest?
8 hours.
8 hours.
Oh, yeah, I'm asleep. And then
Under
I guess...
your wife's direction, you decide to take a nap. Enviti.
Can I start healing any of those wounds, or do I need to wait?
You are going to have to do something.
Once I have slots, I would love to aid him and Rinkaz and anyone else who needs it.
So, Enviti in particular has some injuries I believe he sustained outside of the magic used to teleport you guys. those can be healed magically. The ones that Enviti was afflicted with by using the word from the primeval language, that one cannot be healed magically. Or those, I should say, can't be healed magically. He has to heal those naturally.
There's a lot of them.
I definitely had one combat head injury and one right arm combat injury. Everything else is from the spell.
Gotcha. Okay, so as with exhaustion, the passage of time can heal and remove your injuries, although injuries can also stay the same or even deteriorate due to maltreatment or infection. You figure out if your injuries improve, remain as they are, or deteriorate by rolling an injury saving throw. As we mentioned, it's a d20 for each injury you have at the end of each long rest, or if 24 hours has passed since taking your last long rest. Your injury level will decrease by 1 if you succeed, or increase if you fail by 5 or more. On a natty 20, the injury decreases by 2, and on a natural 1, it increases by 2. If you haven't gained the benefits of a long rest within 24 hours after gaining an injury or making your last injury saving throw, you do so with disadvantage. Also, despite some of the ones you may have here that you have incurred in a way that can't be healed magically, they can still be attempted to be healed in a mundane manner, with a medicine check against a DC of 5 plus the combined level of your injuries.
Ooh.
If you have a healer's kit.
Aesop can help with that tomorrow.
I think I'm on my own for the first day.
So then, Enviti, do you remember which ones you incurred magically and which were from the language of primeval?
Yeah. So, one head injury and one right arm injury are from combat.
Okay.
Rest of them are from the spell.
Gotcha. Just keep in mind that if you'd like, before this first 24 hours passes, you can attempt to get rid of them magically through a full 10 points of healing in one go. Otherwise, we're going to say the first 24 hours passes, and I need you to make a roll for each of them.
I don't have any magical ways to heal at this point. I'm out of potions and I'm out of spell slots.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. So then, the first day passes. I need you to please make a injury saving throw. Just a straight d20.
This for all of them, or is this for one at a time?
We'll do one at a time.
Okay. Because I'm going to use inspiration on the arm.
The first one's for the head.
No mods, right?
No mods.
All right. The
matches.
First one is
just
for...
made the DC. So your head injury goes down to 1. It heals some. So keep that in mind. Now let's get one for the torso.
Yikes.
Oh.
Okay, well, it's not a 1. That's something.
Torso reels in pain as you awake from your slumber. It has increased to level 2.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and get one for your left arm.
Oh.
7.
It's okay. You do not gain an additional injury level with that, but it doesn't heal. Now let's get one for the right arm.
All right, right arm, I'm going to use inspiration on it because
Not a
it's
bad
level
idea,
4.
my friend.
It's a really good inspiration card.
Oh, whew. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, even nicer.
19.
Whew, almost a natty
Hell
20.
yeah.
Your
Almost.
right arm injuries go down to level 3.
Hell
Now let's get a left leg, and then a right leg.
15
Nice.
on left leg.
yeah. Nice.
The
Gone.
left leg is completely healed at the end of this first day, and one for the right leg.
That's a 9.
Ugh.
You don't gain an injury level, but it's still at 1 for the right leg. So just, if you don't mind, keep a tally of those injuries.
Yep, doing it now.
And if someone will move, Fa, what are you doing in the first 24 hours? Fa
So
slash chemo.
Yeah, so Fa will put another day's work into polyprogress. So 4 out of 5 days on that.
Nice.
And then Chemo needs to rest because he's got a bunch of injuries.
Do you have some injuries?
Yeah. They were all from dying.
Left arm tight.
Ooh.
Body, left leg, right
Give
leg.
me a left arm injury saving throw.
Come on. 12.
Fuck.
Oh no!
As you awaken, Chemo, your left arm stings and is more difficult to move. It is now at level 4.
Oh.
Go ahead and give me one for your body.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Oh.
Body heals up. That's removed. Give me one for the left leg and then the right leg.
Just 11. Come on, you got this.
2.
Your left leg goes up to level 2,
Oh, chemo.
and the right leg
Right leg is good.
is able to heal up. So you do your best to mend your multiple wounds. Some are able to be mended as you awaken, but you feel pain in other areas as some do increase. So just keep a tally on the ones that increase and the ones that were healed up. Luckily, all of yours can be healed with healing magic.
Oh, good.
It's only Envitis from using the language primeval that are part of the fabric of the universe itself, and thus even magic does not heal what he incurred.
So I do have these healing salves. Is that something that could help? It just does HP.
Are they magical? It has to be magical, and it has to be able to do in one shot at least a full 10 points of healing to you.
Yeah, I mean it has the potential to do 10 points.
If you want to just wait till tomorrow, Aesop can start jamming you full of meds.
Well, I was thinking for Enviti because we need to figure out a way to get him better.
Oh,
I can't.
Potions are magical, right, Jason?
Yes.
Healing potions are, yes. Healing
Okay.
salve, I don't know if healing salve is.
I
It
imagine.
sounds
pretty sure
natural.
I
Yeah.
think it's classified as a magic item, though.
Okay.
You-
If it's
I'm not
classified as
sure.
that, is that just like a standard? Let's see.
Yeah, wondrous item, uncommon.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
magic.
Okay.
Wondrous
if it's-
items are magic.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so yeah, that would count. But again, just so if you're able to get the full 10 points, then it will heal an injury. But remember, that's a wondrous item, which is magical. Helpful for you, not for Enviti's primeval language wounds.
Thinking that times 4 is not one to fuck around with.
Yeah.
Well, I got it down to 3, so we're on the mend.
Chemo has one now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yours. Sorry.
Any of those that are a roll away from dying, I think, are ones not to fuck around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. By the by, there are 6 levels to each of these. So, torso and heads, you don't want to get to 6.
I have 2 regular healing pots.
So let's go ahead, since both you, Fa and Chemo, did your things. Someone please move the Nimbus ahead. 1 space. Thank you. It is the second day. You all wake up, and just let me know if you want to switch back to the ship map. I'm just kind of keeping the world map up to keep progress of where everyone is. Otherwise, we can kind of role play out here. Or if you want to switch back to map, let me know. Aesop, day 2, what would you like to do?
I would like to heal Chemo because I know I can't help with Enviti, unfortunately.
Sure.
So for what it's worth, Chemo,
You can completely heal a level of his injuries with a full 10 points of healing magic.
I can make potions every day, so these aren't the ones that cost money. These are just the ones that I can make by default.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's yeah, totally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 4. Oh, I can make 5 now, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna make 5. Sorry, I need to double check. Yeah, I can make 5 potions of greater healing. I'm gonna just jam them all into chemo, starting with the highest injury level and working my way down to the lowest.
I will also just point out that under your ship expansion rules, you guys do have a room that has not been built yet called the hospice.
Ooh, we ain't got enough weird bits for that, Jason.
Not even close.
Just letting you guys keep an eye on it. When a creature spends a long rest in these quarters, when they make any rolls or saves to recover from disease, illness, or any injuries, they do so at advantage.
How is that not the room we had?
I don't know. It's my fault. It was at the bottom of the list, and I was
because we didn't make it because I can 68 healing on long rest, so anybody's injuries weren't a problem.
Yeah, just something I wanted to remind everybody of. Okay, go ahead, Aesop. Sorry.
I have fully healed his left arm.
Okay.
I have fully healed his torso.
Just left leg and left arm.
Left leg. And is there anything else?
1, 2, 3, 4. So it's every 10 points does 1.
Every 10 points, it doesn't actually give you that HP. It's like you just take away those 10 points and you get the leftovers. But basically, the 10 points go to healing 1 injury level on that appendage.
So, okay. Yeah. So.
You good?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, unless I'm doing the math wrong, I'm still at left arm times 2. No?
Oh, okay. So it's left arm times 2. That was the first 2 rolls to get rid of the left arm.
Is left arm? No, the left arm is times 4. Left leg times 2.
Ooh. Well, okay. So left arm's at 2, and then there's 2 on the left leg, and here's my last one for your left arm, which is not enough, unfortunately. Okay. So 2 on your left arm, and then 2 wherever else you choose. How about that?
Sweet.
And that's what I do today.
Sure. You spend some time mending Chemo's various wounds. Glacé.
Do my magical words of inspiration, would they be able to help Enviti with his healing process?
What would that do?
Bardic inspiration D10.
Is that to a saving throw?
Yes.
If it's to a saving throw, then yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Then I do want to help. How much does Ringcos have right now? What are his injuries at?
Mine are good. I just have the psychic trauma from my gun.
Okay. Then I go
That's
straight
it.
to Enviti's room, and I would love to aid him 5 times in saving throws for the day.
So, Enviti, you have a current list of your injuries? Is that up here? Is that what you posted?
Yes, the current list.
Okay.
1 head, 2 torso, 1 left arm, 3 right arm, 1 right leg.
So, let's get some saving throws for you to get that out of the way. 1 for your head.
$15.
Nice. Heal. 1 for the torso.
It's a 4.
Plus a D10, my friend.
You have inspiration for Glacé.
Heal.
That's an 8.
Close.
So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, so it doesn't heal, but it doesn't increase, which is good for the torso. Left arm. That was good for her bardic inspiration. You don't want your torso getting worse.
It's a natural 20 on the left arm.
It feels fantastic from a day that you specifically spent time trying to keep it rested and mended. Let's get 1 for the right arm. That's feeling pretty shitty.
The 18.
That one heals up, goes down to 2, and then 1 for the right leg.
Roll that
Come
D10
on,
though.
10.
There's a 10.
Hey, that's good, right? That's what he needs.
Yeah, it's well, he has one leg
No, he
injury,
doesn't
so
want it.
the DC is 1 point above. But
Ah!
because of Glosse's bardic inspiration, none of them increase in injury, which
Nothing goes
is
up.
very, very, very
Very
smart.
Very good.
Thank you.
I'll come back tomorrow, sweetie. Drink your juice. Bye-bye.
She's so smart.
Good job, Glosse. Ringkaz, do you want to do anything for the day?
Assuming I still need another day of just a rest in general, I'll take one. Other than that, and just check on Lizzie, make sure that she's like alive at least.
You go in to check on Lizzie. She is in the barracks in one of the bunks, and as you take a look and make sure, she looks over at you, seeing you kind of taking an eye on her. You know, I was planning on fucking you guys all over. You know that, right?
How so?
I worked the 10th pit.
You work for the 10th pit.
Oh my goodness.
I did work for the 10th pit. You know, up until they wanted to, you know, like, eat everything that's part of my being.
I take the earpiece out of my ear and put it in my bag, like turn it off. Okay, so my question is, were you set up originally on that ship with all those corpses where we first found you ages ago to intercept us and get information on us?
Bingo.
Oh my god.
Wow, long con. Wow.
So the last thing you remember was when we were going to do a heist at the casino.
Yeah. So they kept asking my little adventures off of the ship when I was getting tasty treats, which, to be fair, I was sucking some juice, okay? But beyond that, the 10th pit were feeding me coordinates on where I needed to go to find these flickering portals. You guys went through some of them to meet with them too. I would meet with them in one location, tell them what I knew about you and learn from the crew, and then they would tell me in a span of amount of days and where I should find the next one. It was easy enough to convince you all, just nonchalantly asking that I get off and suck some juice some more, and I continued doing it. But I suppose at some point, especially after you all, I guess, didn't completely turn on me, way back when we were on Udu and you saw my original form, you could have took me down. You could have left me there, but you didn't. So I was feeding them half-truths, telling them as little as they needed to know. Eventually, I was barely telling them anything at all, and I suppose at some point they caught on. The last thing I remember was them asking for me to slip off around the time of this bank heist of your guys and meet with them. I don't even remember what happened after that, stepping through the flickering portal. Other than the fact that they must have shoved me in one of those gold things.
Interesting. How long have you been working for them in total?
They approached me not too far before the whole crashed ship help me, I'm an innocent woman type of thing that I pulled off. A month or two. They seemed like they were well ordered. I didn't really care who they were, but They showed promise. They gave me examples of the type of things that they could offer me if I worked with them.
I guess we lack good judgment then, because I was the one who tried to recruit Decker to work with us, and he originally was supposed to sell us down the river and basically turn us over.
Well, despite your lack of judgment, you all have somewhat of a idiotic charm to you. He, from what I heard, didn't sell you out. And yes, I told them some things, but I did not tell them all of your secrets.
Now, even though it's been a while, do you think you have anything that you could share with us?
You mean from the 10th pit?
Yeah.
Ugh, honey, they never told me anything. They wanted what I knew.
Interesting. Well, you rest up and try and get what you can, rest-wise, and heal up as best you can without any feeding at the moment.
Yeah. I'm keeping one eye open if you try to sneak in here and kill me in the night.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't sneak in here to kill you. I'd just walk in and kill you.
She smiles and nods her head, almost amused.
Don't end that sentence. Just leave it. Just leave it, Red Kaz.
I put the communicator back on and or put it up to my ear, walk out, punch the wall, put it back on my ear, and turn it back on. And I'm gonna go have a talk with Glosse about this.
Sure. Rinkaz will eventually meet with Glosse. Sun Kong, what are you doing?
Well, that depends on
Sun Kong, when you wake, you remember everything. It felt weird to not. It's one of those things where it's like, how did I forget this? It's deja vu times 100.
That was weird.
Ukog sits a few feet on the bed with her legs crossed. Who am I?
I remember who you are, Ukog.
What's... Okay, good.
It's all coming back. Everything. That was weird.
Wherever you went, I would suggest not going there again.
I don't think we'll ever go back to that place. Place was horrible. I usually don't mind the places we go to. That place was horrible.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
I still feel like I need to relax and I need to get a meal. Oh my goodness, I need to get down to the chow line restaurant thing.
Let's get some food in you, Ukog.
The galley.
Sun Kong.
Roshi. Oh, good. Thank goodness I can. Oh man, it was weird.
Felt disconnected from you for some time.
I seem to have forgotten everything pretty much as it was for a time. I don't from touching that
place.
That was.
Yes.
Memories.
It had strange energies to it. I am just glad that we were able to connect once again. Our power is that much more powerful when we work together.
I hated being without not knowing kind of what was going on. It's a weird memory to remember not remembering.
I am sure that it is.
It's a really weird feeling.
But you are back now.
Yes. Time for some food, and I'm gonna go hit the gym afterwards. I feel like I need a good workout in my body.
Sun Kong, you head over getting some grub and spend the day at the gym. Rinkaz, after this talk, despite some aggravation at the truth that was laid out to you, it distracts you for a little while until you do realize that revulsion you have to your rifle doesn't seem to be lingering any longer. Strange to have a revulsion to the weapons that you use to take down your foes.
I mean, it misfires a lot, but I mean, I did craft it, and I should continue to use it. It's probably my fault anyways.
Enviti, buddy.
Hi.
What you doing for the day?
Your
Your body aches.
My body hurts. I need to fix it, and I need to, when I'm ready, start reading into that tome, because Alderman said everything I need to know is in that book.
Well, what would you like to do for this 24 hours?
I definitely want to get the saves done first before I start diving into the book.
Sure.
I can't do both.
Sure. Let's go ahead then and get some rolls. Let me scroll up. Enviti, you have 2 torso, 2 right arm, 1 leg?
That is what I show right now.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get some saves.
Thank you, Nurse Ratchet.
Excuse me?
That's a one flew over the cuckoo's nest joke, not a you're a ratchet person joke.
I appreciate
Sorry. Vernacular has changed for the children.
It sure has.
You're canceled.
We're canceled. I'm sorry, Jason. I ruined all your work.
Aesop,
Oof, that's what you get.
Oh!
That is an 11
go.
on torso.
your torso with Glacé's bardic inspiration does not increase and
Nurse
instead goes
Ratchet
down
is
to
here
1.
for you, baby.
What about that right arm?
7 a day. Glass 7 a day. Oh my god.
It's a 9.
Oh.
Ah,
It doesn't heal, but it doesn't worsen. Your right arm still stays at level 2, and 1 for the right leg.
Give inspiration. Oh
It's a
man.
Oh, no
Stays-
saves today.
Stays the same.
Oh, what a bummer.
So you spend the day doing your best to stay comfortable and lounge around, trying not to be too active and just tending to your wounds. Do you try to read any of your book?
If
Your
I can
tone,
focus
rather?
well enough to do it, I would like to.
Yeah, your body hurts, but you're not doing anything else. So you roll to the side, grabbing your tome. I'm assuming at some point you summon Jira back.
Yeah. Think he was ethereal the whole time we were down there.
I
Don't
believe so.
think he was on passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
Jira just lays at your side, trying not to injure you in any way, occasionally looking up to you, and just keeping an eye on you.
Any kind of different temperament than what I'm normally used to.
You sense more worry than usual.
No, I don't want to make you worry. But we have a story to read.
As you grab the tome that you were given and crack it open, attempting to do what you can to see the notes that Alderman left. The tome looks identical to yours. As you flip it open, there is the same ancient, very difficult to discern language that seems to just almost be beyond comprehension. You were able to make out a little bit with Fa some time back. And as you flip it open, there is almost sort of like scritched notes on the outside edges of the text written in the book that seem to be scrawled from Alderman. As you begin to peruse through the front pages, similar to what you and Fa discovered, is the same text you remember from before, mentioning that the individual writing this tome, supposedly Alderman now, is going to live for a very long time, and that they have decided to make sure to keep a journal or diary, if you will, to carry on with their days. The beginning, as you continue flipping through the pages and making out what you can, it seems as though Alderman has left you cliff notes, but did so from the way it was written into the tome in a little bit of a hastily fashion, as if he may have not had as much time to elaborate on all of it as he would have liked. So it's less of reading a sentence-to-sentence diary and more of just gathering some quick thoughts based on the original text that is here. Alderman explains that he feels as though he should start with a bit of a background, and mentions that he was an individual in some relative position of power within Sigil, and with that power had some connections, had some resources to him, and through that position was aware of the Peacekeepers. He also, trying to stay as under the radar as possible, was able to realize that the Peacekeepers' network had infiltrated Sigil, and although he did not know of their exact means, he knew that they had nefarious ends. So, he, wanting to do his best to learn more, found his way into a meeting with the Peacekeepers to join them as a double agent. He wanted to learn more on how they operate, how the structure of their faction was set up, and if need be, how best to dismantle it.
I knew he was an alright dude.
That is what you learn for this day.
Okay. Make note.
Mm-hmm. Fakimo.
Fa? What does fun stuff so Kibo first?
Okay. Chemo.
Lies in bed and tries not to die. Why?
Why, God?
Yeah, so I've got the left leg times 2 is all that's left.
Okay.
Oh.
Still
if Chemo needs
stings.
healing, I
Well,
would
this
love
is-
to heal him.
This is still from the same day.
Oh.
But Chemo's wounds can be healed magically.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Let me do this. Let me do this, Chemo. You just stay right there. Dr. Glacier Lore's on the case, honey.
She's not a real doctor.
I play one on TV. Let's heal
Wait.
him.
When have you ever pretended to be a doctor before now? Oh!
19.
That feels better, thanks.
Your left leg is healed by 1 injury level. Only 1 left on it now.
I'll come back tomorrow. Here's some juice. Bye.
As soon as she leaves, Kibo pulls out a pack and starts rubbing some ointment on his leg. Alright, 2d8 plus 2. Yeah. Heals the last bit of leg damage.
Okay, we'll say that heals off the last of your injuries.
Nice.
Alright. So,
For Fa.
Fa will work the entire day trying to finish up the project. Then, just as everybody goes to bed, Glacier hears a ting 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 at her door.
What?
Ting ting ting
What?
ting ting ting.
What in the world? Clouder, get it. Get the door, Clatter.
Clatter steps up to the door and it shifts open.
Door opens and a pink raven flies in and just says, and it looks at you and says, "Tell me more. Tell me more."
Oh, it's my pink raven.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Oh, tell me more. What?
Yeah, he's not quite done. We need Enviti to cast some stuff on it. Since he's halfway dead, it's probably not the right time for it. We can ask him tomorrow.
Oh, well, he's cute. I love it. Thank you.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Can this not happen in the middle of the night, though?
It's gonna be like that until Enviti's up. Okay, bye.
Glacé is gonna get up. She's got like pink fuzzy slippers on and like a fuzzy pink robe, and she's going to take this. She's gonna squeeze this raven, and bring it out to the garden and let it free.
Tell me more.
And then go back to bed.
Tell me more.
You all get a night's
I hate
rest.
you.
You can move the geodesic ship / Nimbus another space.
Oh, Krabita. So, Glacé, you're kicking everyone off the ship, huh?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you over breakfast. I think I killed Bailey. Hold on.
Okay.
Acting!
Thank you.
And scene.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over my chewing.
So...
Line!
So you're kicking everyone off the ship then, huh?
Everyone that's not essential to the group of the Wild Tycoons.
Are you sure that is a good idea? I mean, maybe we were a little hasty in sending Hush away on the dispatch.
I mean, were we? Slime died.
That's a good point. But the explosion thing, I mean... Oh, no, you're right. Well, I just want you to know that she's going to think that I put you up to this and she's going to blame me.
Why don't you come with me? We can have a fun little fight.
That's going to make it look more suspicious if I start lying.
No. Well, I'll lie for you. How about that?
Fine.
Cool. I'm glad that we both agree that Hush shouldn't be here.
Hey, speaking of people not being on the ship, so I got some information for you two about Lizzie.
What?
She's been working for the 10th Pit the whole time.
Oh, well, she mentioned something like that on Numinos. What? How long?
Since she was dispatched to the location that we found her almost at the beginning of our journey, so to speak.
Before I got there?
The eons before you got there. Literally, I think she's the second or third person that joined the ship that wasn't us. And she was a mole, so to speak, a spy. And every time we let her go, she gave information to him. She said she'd blip into some little portal or something, vanish, and then she'd give him information, then come back. She would feed on whatever it is she does, but I mean, granted, I brought Decker on. That's my mistake, but he turned out to be good. Do we want to keep her around? I mean, she seems grateful, but granted, she lied to us for however long.
Talk about a long con.
Seems like if she lied to us, but now she's telling the truth, it's probably a good thing.
I think I can't imagine she would have any reason to stick around with them after everything she's been through. I mean...
Correct, but she's a loose end for them. I could see them easily killing her. If she was to go out with Hush and all of them, she might be just another target or another reason. I mean, this is coming from me.
We don't have to drop them all off in the same place, and if they're on the ship, then the 10th Pit definitely knows where they are. On the ship. I think maybe this is a fortuitous time to let her go, but not because she betrayed us, but because the reason that Glace said. I mean, we lost Slime. How long until we lose another member of our crew?
Yeah, the ship isn't exactly safe anymore.
No, and they are quite connected to it. They literally know things about the ship that we didn't know. So I think that when we drop them off, we don't use the ship. We use our little dinghy ship.
Sure.
The dingoes.
Sure. Suppose.
And, well, I mean, I'm not too mad at Lizzie, but, do we know exactly what information she gave them that was super duper important?
Well, she said she tried not to give anything too heavy, I guess. It was just common stuff, maybe like where we were going or something. I mean, that's about it. I mean, she wasn't too in depth on it, but she said she wasn't giving up anything really secret. I mean, to be fair, she wasn't with us most of the time for anything, so it would just be what was on the ship. And she wasn't around us a whole lot, so it may have been just about us individually.
Well, we all make mistakes, don't we? I suppose it's fine to look the other way on this one, especially if we are dropping off some crewmates anyway.
You know, she might actually work well with the patrollers. We could, maybe not pawn her off, but she'd be safer there with, 400, 500 armored, gun-toting GIF and the such, and I'm sure that they could use a spy or at least maybe keep an eye on her.
That is true. That is very true.
But does she want that? That doesn't seem like the environment she would want to be in.
Well, I have a feeling that every crew member we're about to ask to leave the ship doesn't want that. They chose to stay the first time we asked them if they wanted to leave.
And now we're making a hard decision, but out of love.
That's precisely my point. It doesn't really matter what they want. We're doing it for their safety.
They can at least choose where they want to go.
I suppose.
They have no say in the matter.
It's true.
We could see if there's anywhere on our way up to Jadra to drop them off, or if there's any place closer for them. So maybe after breakfast, reconvene with everybody.
Indeed.
Sounds
We
good.
need to pick up Hush off of Corbita first. Can we contact the dispatch ship, Jason?
As you guys finish your breakfast, Kui calls you all. I'm getting a message. A woman named Jacqueline. You've met her before from Udu.
Who?
Oh.
Jacqueline.
Okay.
She's the niece of Old Guinea.
Right, one of the Covenant. Yes, I recall.
Yes.
Put her on.
Appearing on the mission control screen, you see the younger face compared to the other members of the Coven. And Jacqueline with her long, straight black hair and the antler-like skull that adorns the top of her head. Hello, Wild Tycoons. You want to go back? I'll take it back.
Oh no, just giving you FYI if that's what you.
We stay on the map.
Yeah.
Jacqueline says, hello, Tycoons. How have you all been? It's been some time since we spoke.
A lot has happened. Been
It's
trying.
Nice to meet you. My name is Jacqueline, she says over to you, Aesop.
Did
Wait,
did we not meet in the milk episode?
You're right. You guys met.
Okay.
Yes.
Aha! I
You're right.
remembered.
Good
The
job.
milk episode.
The milk episode.
It was the milk
That's
episode.
all we have to call it. Yeah.
I mean,
It's disgusting, dude.
Retcon. She says, "It's been some time. How is everyone?"
Been better.
been what?
Been worse.
I see. Well, I was calling, obviously, to make sure you are all right. But I also received word from Old Gani. Some information that you were all trying to gather in terms of an old and departed friend. Right, Rinkaz?
Yeah. Yes. What'd you find out?
Well, Old Gani was able to relay a certain amount of details regarding this Kazakatl, a previous member of yours, and I was able to speak with the Coven about it. The Coven would like, before moving forward on anything else, to contact Kaz.
Ooh.
However, without a physical body, that will make things a bit more difficult. The Coven, realizing that his physical form is largely no longer with us, asks that when you all find time, they would like for you to meet with us in the village that you visited before, called Sombrisum, and to bring any items that were linked with Kaz, that tie some memory or importance to him with you, so that we can attempt a seance, to contact his spirit, to see if he would even be willing to return back to this mortal coil.
Ha! Coil. Snake puns.
I'll grab everything I can. And as for a body, should he want to return, I'm actually working on trying to find a maybe mechanical replacement, maybe a housing for the soul, I don't know how any of this works, but if we can put minds and brains in jars and put them inside of robots, I'm sure we could do that for him. I mean, maybe he'd find it some sort of transcendence, I don't know, but at least to give him a shot to, go out on his terms, so to speak.
Something you should definitely bring up with the Coven, yes. They may have some better insights in whatever vessel that he would be able to potentially return into.
Hey, I have a quick question. Do we have some sort of device that's going to teleport us to this big meeting?
You guys are going to get that from the Quagga.
Oh, that's right, from the
Yeah.
Quagga. Okay.
Captain Vasari will have that for you.
Yes.
So, Jacqueline bids you all farewell, just giving you this information that when you guys have the time to meet with the rest of the Coven and her on Udu in the village of Sombrisum to carry out this seance, to attempt to contact Kaz.
If there's anything you need, let me know, and you have my deepest gratitude. If there's any way I could repay you guys.
Just bring yourselves and any important items that you believe may have been connected in a form with Kaz. That's all we would need, she says.
Will do.
Very interesting. Bringing the dead back to life, scary, scary stuff.
If there's anybody that would be okay with bringing dead things back to life or eating them, it's Kaz.
He sounds
I
charming.
have a lucky charm of his that I gave him that he gave me back before he died.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Probably
still
that
have
was like one of his prized possessions.
Do we still have the snake he made?
Oh yeah,
Kulikon?
Kulikon is still there.
I've got the rope. We've got. I don't know if there's any way to bring anything of Ket's, but we've got some of his tools and stuff too. I mean, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day looking all over the ship until tomorrow, and at least any days I can in between for anything that I could find that's tied to him.
I'll give Rinka a lucky charm. For now, it's still mine.
You have the intention, Rinkaz, of searching around, but in the meantime, Glacé, were you sort of calling everyone into mission control?
Yes.
I guess everyone would technically be there. Enviti, you, as well as Chemo, you still have your wounds about you, but at least at this point you're able to move about the ship with a little less pains and stinging sensation as you do. So I'll move you guys back here. You, I know, you are fully rested besides the injuries that may be lingering, so you're able to go ahead and replenish your health and everything else that you need.
Good luck, everybody. It only hurts when I think about it now.
Oh, honey, don't think about anything then.
So, the illusory form on the astrolabe in front of you displays Kurbita.
Can we contact the dispatch ship?
Let's do it. Let's contact it. Or try to.
Kui taps a couple glyphs. I'm not getting an answer, she says.
Oh my god.
Okay. Relax. Is there any contact on Kurbita that we can connect to?
I don't know that it is a huge cause for concern. If they were returning to Kurbita, by its size isn't large. It really only has the larger settlement you visited previously. It's likely that they're just not all spinning 24 hours a day inside of the dispatch ship.
Huh.
In terms of contacting the town, however, that's a bit of a different story. They're mostly groundlings. They, at least from the information that was kept here from the navigator, they probably, most of them have not even traveled off-world. It's likely they don't have any type of technology that we would be able to contact. You may just have to set foot down on Kurbita.
Oh, well, I am absolutely suggesting we do that. I'm not going to just leave Hush down there if there's something's wrong. What if something's wrong? Is something wrong, do you think, Lasse?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong. They are groundlings. That is low technology down there. Let's just go take a look and see where they're hanging out. Nobody wants to be in that ship, like she said, 24/7.
Do we have the coordinates of where the ship landed? Maybe close by.
Kui checks. I don't have the exact coordinates, but again, Kurbita is not large.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get going, everyone.
So, who all wants to head down planet side?
I do.
Go down.
Let's do it.
I'll head down as well. I'll spend the rest of the day searching afterwards.
Sure. Is anyone not going?
Chemo's not. He's gonna stay and make some tea.
Sure,
But
sure.
Paul can go. She's
Okay.
got both of her legs still.
It's true.
So you guys coming into a descent similar to where you landed previously, along with Decker on the Dragonfly ship. The first time you did this, some months back now. Begin to have a slow descent, and once you touch down, or at least land floating some feet above the surface, where you can all exit, Looney and Grisdom also mentioned that they should probably touch down, and potentially maybe actually you guys would tell them that you're eventually going to reconvene with the Quagga, correct?
Yeah, like tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
tomorrow.
they're gonna stay on the ship, and they'll mention that unless you need them to go with you, and they're going to just go ahead and hang out here and probably part ways with you guys back on the Quagga, since they did not imagine for things to go the way that they did.
This went tits up pretty fast.
So you guys begin to touch the crystal communicator, and with a flash of light, you all find yourselves on Kerbita proper.
It's my first time here, you know.
It's not so bad.
It's not your first time here, so.
Hey, you were here for the Halloween episode.
Wait, no, that was on Udu, wasn't it?
This was the harvesting one where they were praising Twilight.
We've been playing this game so long. There was 2 Halloween. There was 3 Halloween episodes.
Fuck! Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
First one
This
by
is,
Twilight. Yeah.
point is, the milk episode didn't take place here. That's
Not
what
here.
I'm thinking.
No.
This
That
is
was on
funnily
Udu's
enough the place where you all freaked out and thought there was going to be something that happens, and it never did happen.
Right. Okay.
Alright, well, let's just find our way to a town. And
You all find yourselves at what looks like the twilight hour as dusk is coming in. Things are still relatively well lit. There is a path as before leading into town, and in front of you and all around is a relatively peaceful wind-swept plain. You can hear the wind as it rustles through the grain and foliage around you. There is still some gourd-like objects that line the pathway coming in, although they are much less in the festive color of the typical orange that is of the happy high harvest tide affair, and more of just a greenish or yellowish color. Some look a little past their ripened stage than others. It looks like not a lot tend to travel on paths outside of the Kerbita settlement itself. You guys continue on in following the path, and it's not very long before you find yourselves entering into the relatively comely town of Kerbita. You see a number of different humanoids, largely halflings, moving around, shifting lumber, with a number of them carrying it. Out in the distance, past some of the lower to the ground houses, is what looks to be a windmill slowly rocking in the distance. A number of them moving to and fro. Some of them pass by and give you a wave. There's some humans as well, but it looks largely to be made up of halflings here. What do you guys do?
Oh.
let's investigate.
If I were a young Kinku, where would I plant a top secret plant?
You guys, I will say, remember the general gist of Kerbita, and you can scroll down to see the map.
Oh. Are you sure I was here during this?
You were here.
You were
Yep.
here.
Why don't I remember this?
Because nothing
You were
happened.
absent for the episode.
This is that's right, actually. Your character was in this campaign, but you were out this session.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Good,
You were
good
at a
point.
Halloween party.
This is the episode where at the very end, Ileona left.
Okay, okay. You guys are gaslighting me. I don't like
So, yeah, no, you're right. So, your character would remember, you, Luke, wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we should start asking around town, see if a younger Kinku has wandered in at any point.
Yes, let's go to... There's gotta be like a... Shrine, barn, bronze butternut. Let's go to the bronze butternut.
That sounds like a
perfect.
tavern. That's always a good sign.
You guys head over to the bronze butternut. It is a relatively simple looking 2-story affair. A relatively colorful sign is posted outside. As you guys push through the door, stepping inside, true to its name, as you guys mentioned, it is a relatively lively tavern considering that dusk and what looks to be the after hours after everyone has done working the fields has ended up. They're all sitting at various tables, some humming or singing some merry jaunts along with one another. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. A few from the back see as you guys enter and throw up some hands, hey, waving you all in. They seem relatively cheery as you step inside.
That's good.
There is plenty of tables
place
for you.
Out when I got here.
Oh yeah.
So I walk up to the bartender. There's a bartender, I'm guessing?
You do see, yes. There's a halfling that's pretty well dressed behind the bar, tending to a somewhat crowded bar front, but in a minute or two is able to shift over to you. Welcome, sir.
Hello. I'm looking for an acquaintance of mine, a younger kinku, female, wears a mask like mine. Don't suppose you would have, well, less gold, but, you know, I don't suppose you would have seen someone like that around here recently, would you?
I saw some new arrivals, including someone who looks like that. Maybe the only kinku in town now, besides yourself. Last I heard is they were checking around the barn.
The barn? Did
Yes.
they mention what for?
Something about a ship. I am not too versed in the affairs of off-world travelers, so I'm not exactly sure.
Fair enough. I flip him a gold coin and say, thanks for the information, chum.
I appreciate that, he says.
And I just turn to the group and shrug and say, well, ask and you shall receive. Let's head to the barn.
To the bar.
As you guys are hanging out in here, you guys left Hush, Stray, Chunk, and Inoki here, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. As you all, Aesop, having gathered this information, sort of turn to begin making your way out, you do notice that towards the back there seems to be both Stray and Chunk emits a somewhat copious amount of what looks to be like pipe smoke from one of the somewhat darker corners of the room. Some of it coming from Stray, and equally Chunk, seeming to bring it into his body, and of course trying to
God damn it.
get rid. They seem to be enjoying themselves and haven't noticed you guys.
I walk over to them, keeping a low profile, gentlemen.
Oh, hey! I thought you guys were gonna die.
Hey, yeah, hey there.
Hey, yeah, I do from the ship. How you get here?
We have.
We're on vacation.
We are on vacation.
I don't know if I'd call it that, but you know what? You guys just can you stay put here for a minute? We have to. Where's Hush? Where's?
We've been here for like the whole day.
Okay, great.
Yeah. When we landed, we we didn't want to like freak anybody out with the ship, so we talked to the mayor. He remembered you guys, so he let us kind of keep the ship in the barn, so it's not a huge spectacle.
That is actually pretty smart. Good job.
They kind of set up shop in there. You may still find both of them. Inoki's usually hang out with Hush.
Shop. Oh, all right. We'll go say hi. You all stay out of trouble, yeah?
We're doing our best to, right, Stray?
Did you tape my show?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, good.
Of course.
Getting dramatic, Stray.
Oh. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
Let's go. To the barn!
You guys all turn.
That's back there.
You're giving a wave to the chuckle fucks as you leave.
Rudely gesturing at the wall. It's back there.
Stray's talking to another halfling beside him. Not even realizing it's not part of your group. You all begin to make way for the barn area. As you step out and make way for the barn, you notice that the door of the barn is slightly ajar, and you see what looks to be some lighting coming from within.
I take my cane and I knock on the door. Hello? Hush!
You wrap your cane against the door. After a couple seconds, opening the door is Hush, who comes out and, seeing you, gives you a nice pat on the back.
I take out a chalkboard and I'll write. The ship didn't explode.
She gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah. So
she also kind of waves you guys in and pushing the door open a little bit more.
Yeah.
As you guys step in, you notice under quite a few stacks of hay is a relatively visible dispatch ship. They kind of did their best to try and keep it out of the town's affairs. You also notice sort of like a makeshift desk with some alchemy notes from Hush and some ingredients that look like they would have a natural growth around the town here at Aesop. What looks to be sort of like a makeshift, somewhat of a lab. It seems like they've been running some stuff. Looks like the notes have something to do with maybe some of the work that you're trying to do in terms of a cure. As you step in, you also see Inoki sitting on what looks like a bar stool turning.
Hey, you guys are all mostly alive.
Yes, we are.
Very true, actually.
Some more than others, but yes, we technically all survived.
Well, welcome to our makeshift home for the time being.
Seems cozy.
It's actually not too bad.
I write on the chalkboard to Hush, how did the planting go?
She nods and writes, actually went pretty well. Kept it somewhat outside of town perimeter, so no one would get suspicious. She fiddles around the desk and actually shows you it looks like what would have been a wooden rocking horse, like a child's toy, but it's strange. It sort of like has the texture that it was carved from wood, but it's made from pure steel.
Oh, it works. You did it!
She writes, some tests successful.
Excellent. I'm so happy to hear that. It's going to be a lot safer here, I write.
She nods.
And then I kind of look at Glosse, and I look back to Hush, and I'm gonna erase on the chalkboard, and I'm gonna write, this is a pretty nice little place here.
She looks around and cocks her head and nods and writes, haven't been here for long, but pretty peaceful.
So yeah, this is both in and out of character. Aesop kind of just like looks up at the ceiling for a long time and kind of drums his fingers and starts writing again. I bet you could set up a pretty nice little shop around here, help out the community, carve out your own way as an alchemist.
She looks over at Inoki and writes, yes, happy to set something up and get it ready for your eventual return.
Yes, of course. Listen. Well, listen. I wouldn't write listen. That's that's so fucked up. I write, Glosse has decided that non-essential crew should no longer be on the ship. And I just wrote, we lost slime.
She looks over at Inoki, and Inoki is like,
oh man, I couldn't understand anything he said, but he was pretty cool.
The ship may not have exploded, but with what we're dealing with, we feel like it's not safe for anyone including us on the ship, but we can't stop until we're through. We have to see this through to the end.
She thinks for a second and then writes, "You sure you want to be a part of this? You weren't part of the original crew."
Good sound cue with the thunder in the background. Aesop just like stops for a second and like just kind of taps the chalk, and he says, I think so. I'm indebted to these people, and if I can't help them in a combat scenario, they at least need a doctor around. I'd say that's pretty essential. I guess Enviti's like got his arm in a stretcher back there.
We need a doctor, yeah. It's pretty obvious.
Completely mummified.
She looks over at Hush. And Hush... I'm sorry. She looks over at Inoki, and Inoki says,
"Yeah, we've talked about this."
And she looks back to you, Aesop, and says, "Willing to stay here, provided you come back and we finish what you started."
Yeah.
I just write, "I promise," and I give her a big old dad hug.
She hugs tightly back.
Awesome. I mean, I'm sure it's safer for your daughter to be here, but it's pretty cool to stay here because, like, things aren't trying to kill you all the time.
It seems really nice, kind of place that one might want to retire to in old age.
She, Hush actually, reading your lips, nods. And Inoki's like,
"Yeah, actually, it's not bad."
Huh. How about that?
Kind of almost looks like Udu, too, in a way.
Yes, it's got that certain charm to it. Less bad memories, too.
The halflings make a nice light in the somewhat murky darkness of this place.
Yes. Yes, that's good. Oh, go ahead, Rinkaz.
I got a little extra gold I could maybe toss your way, and I mean, you could mention to the mayor about maybe raising your own barn or little house to have, so you could, have your own place to stay.
If you've got any extra cash, they were nice enough to provide this, but I mean, if we're looking to actually set something up,
and he looks over at Hush and she nods,
initial investment, buying a little bit of property, there's a few open locations here.
he puts a hand up to the side of his mouth.
The population is like nothing. I think it would not be a bad idea if you've got coin to spare.
Do you think, how much are you thinking?
I mean, you guys got like 100 gold.
I give him 200 and say, "Yeah, that's perfect. Here's 200 gold, and you can take care of Lizzie while you're at it. That's wonderful. She can be a wonderful guide to help."
Whoa. That's not part of the deal. You're not taking
do not
her.
alter it further.
Not these people, Rinkaz. We need a bigger place. Not these people.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. The gift would love her. She'd work out great
I
here.
don't
But
think those people either.
The idea is to settle down and not cause trouble. Me and Hush are mature enough to do that. I'm not sure about that Lizzie girl.
You know what kind of trouble's always happening? Neogokyo. There's trouble all the time. There's alleyways all everywhere. So maybe or Halcyon. No, we're not allowed there. Never mind.
No, yeah, not that.
I feel like she'd be happier in Neogokyo.
The void of space is nice this time of year.
We're not going to kill her, Rinkaz. You know that.
We found her out in space. You find a lost animal, and if you don't know where it's at, you return it back to where you found it, and it finds its way home.
Oh, you're awful. You are awful.
Inoki is placing the pouch of coins like against his palm, feeling the weight.
Yeah, I mean, if those strings attach to 200 gold, these people are going to think we're bigwigs. This will definitely be able to buy us a nice little place here. We could start setting up an actual shop instead of the barn we've been using for the past day or so.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely no strings attached. It's basically the least we could do. I mean, and I would be remiss if I didn't, pitch in as well. And I'll match that with another 200 gold and say,
holy shit.
But do. I actually hand it to Hush instead of Inoki. But do keep that safe. It's probably more money than any of these people I've ever seen.
She nods and quickly puts it somewhere that's not visible.
You could always replicate some gold too, since you have a plan here.
Yes, we've talked about that. Yes.
It's the first thing we did as well.
Although, we think there's plenty of other applications in a plant, especially what of its efficacy could produce. It's pretty awesome, actually. But yeah, this is way more than we would need. This is amazing. We'll be set up, practically for life for this much.
Can I state that this might be the second economy that we ruined? First the bones in the desert, which completely flooded the market. Now we're like, here's 400 gold. Go throw it in the plant that duplicates.
I don't do that, obviously.
We'll keep it on the down low. We know not to make too much. Again, me and Hush are mature. While you guys were out all the time, we were mostly keeping the rest of the crew out of trouble.
I can honestly believe that.
So, this is great and all. Like, what are you guys doing now?
Let's give them a recap of what we know, the 10th pit, and what our goal is. Let's just give them a little recap of what we plan to do.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to obfuscate anything.
So you give him the Cliff Notes version, and he listens and says,
wow. Guys, there's plenty of open spots here. I mean, there's plenty of land here. You can have a few acres each. Have you ever thought of maybe just settling down yourselves?
A couple more things we need to do.
There's indeed still work to be done, I think.
I
But,
see.
like I said, good place to settle down for retirement, maybe.
Well, everything that you guys just told me flew right over my head. I'm myconoid. That type of extreme adventurous life living on the edge of death, 2 steps away from death's doorway is a little beyond me. So I'm pretty happy to chill out here with Hush.
Sounds great. Thank you, Inoki.
Of course.
I guess we'll be taking the dispatch ship now.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you guys will need that thing, huh?
We're leaving Chunk and Stray.
Oh, you didn't want to take them too, huh?
Unless you think they would be better off somewhere else.
No, to be honest, they've kind of commingled with the halflings pretty well.
Perfect.
Stray
I'm sure
is
the halflings and Stray get along really
a
well.
jovial fella, and they get along very well. Also, they really love Chunk because he keeps most of the tavern not filled with the typical smokes at party time. So,
And Stray.
Huh. How about that?
I miss him.
Stray's a dealer from town.
Stray's got acres and acres of land that he could hide whatever he wants on.
Whatever he wants. And the
Under its
halflings
harp.
will be his
They-
best customer.
they were talking about owning some land themselves to grow a variety of things. Although I don't know it was necessarily for a more experimental nature. Perhaps other purposes.
Mm.
They can build themselves a
Botany.
nice little
All botany.
greenhouse.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
I'm a farmer.
They could. They could.
It floats in.
Yeah, they should be fine here. They're. I mean, they're troublemakers, but I suppose no more than any other halfling is here.
Indeed. Well, that's great.
The good news is we are heading over to Udu shortly. We
Oh,
spoke with Ganny's family. We might be getting in contact with Kazacotl again.
Wait,
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I mean, he's dead, right? What do you mean?
That's
Well,
great.
you know Ganny pretty well. The stuff that she's into with the spirits and the talking to the other side of life and all that. She.
Oh. Yeah, but wasn't Kaz wasn't he eaten?
I mean, yeah, but hopefully there's I don't know. I don't understand all of it. It's beyond me.
Well, from what old Ganny told me, make sure you guys kill a couple of you on T and bring their corpses with you.
Okay.
Beg pardon?
Huh.
If you're looking for a substitute body.
Oh no, I'm gonna try and put him inside of a robot.
Oh. That's some Neo Gokyo stuff, isn't it?
He was into that. He liked it. He really got into that stuff, and now maybe he'll be actually into that stuff.
Literally, yeah, gotcha. Well, I mean, that's well beyond what I understand. So, I mean, good luck to you.
Same to you, buddy.
Yeah, we'll be fine here. Me and Hush got a nice little place here, and we're gonna expand with the cash you gave us, and yeah, we'll be fine. You guys are the ones who need to be careful.
Oh, we'll be careful.
We do our best.
Yeah.
To our very best. That is.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of you, and I'm not sure I necessarily believe you, but I'll take your word for it.
The sad part is we are doing our best.
We're trying, okay? We're trying
so hard.
Well, it was wonderful working with all of you, and we'll come visit.
Definitely.
Of course, yeah. You guys need to finish whatever this is, this meeting about the Marauders and whatever the hell the 10th pit stuff is, and when you're done, come on and settle down with us.
I think that sounds lovely.
Aglace will start taking the hay off the ship and start. She'll tell Fa to boot it up.
Inoki and Hush go towards the back. It's set towards the back of the barn, and you actually notice as you step in, as the darkness begins, as your eyes begin to adjust to the darkness. So there's actually a set of back doors, and they sort of pull the latch and push them open, and you guys pull the hay off, and Fa, you slip inside. It's a Spelljammer ship, so it's relatively quiet. No one will probably even know that it's taken off. Everyone's around this hour enjoying themselves in their homes at this point.
Very well. Glace will shake Anoki's hand and give Hush a little hug, and she'll get on that ship.
Alright. Hush gives you a hug and gives a wave to everyone. Inoki bids you all farewell. Again, sort of putting his stack of cash in his hand, and then beginning to, remembering what Hush did, shift it into one of his pockets out of the way so it's not clearly visible. And you guys all, it's a tight fit, but shift into the dispatch ship, and Fa is able to back it out and quietly, shifting through the town, bring it back over to the geodesic ship that is on the outskirts of Kerbita.
Ready, hold on to your butts. Falls, turns around, looks Aesop dead in the eye. If anything comes out of these fucking overhead compartments like it's got a ton of blood.
Listen, that was an honest mistake that I knew was probably going to happen, but I had to test it for science.
Science?
Just the one time. That one time. There's still like dried like lines of blood in the cracks of everything.
Once, wasn't there the other time that you did that and then turned into?
Oh, I remember that.
And off we go. And off we go.
You guys return the dispatch ship back to your main ship, the geodesic ship. using the crystal communicator to VoIP it inside, and then you all stepping out or return back to the interior of the geodesic ship itself.
Next up,
Quagga.
Quagga.
That went better than expected, I think. Sometimes things just work out, you know?
I think they understood.
Very, very well.
Who do we gotta get rid of next? Oh, Wukong. Oh, that's on you, monkey man. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I don't want any...
I bet you he's not going to be able to do it.
Well, he's an expert with 10-foot poles.
I bet you 100 gold that she stays on the ship.
Bet you're right.
He's already, like, resigned. Yeah, probably.
So,
Tell her anything.
Feign temporary amnesia again.
you guys want to do anything else for the rest of the day?
Search for parts of Kaz's research or anything that's tied to him.
Let's unload these fucking animals off to Anoki and Hush. Let's get our animals
Oh,
off.
yeah.
We already removed most of the animals last time, right?
Oh, we did?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
But
remember.
not all of them. I think there's still some animals on the ship.
You guys literally have a cow and a pig
And a
left. The cow provides milk. The pig will eventually provide bacon for you all.
Just VoIP him down in the middle of the city.
We'll move from, yeah. You're free.
Okay.
You're free now.
You guys will have to have a plant-based diet from now on.
We just yeet them off the ship.
Hey.
Don't kill Lizzie. Poor innocent cow that's done nothing but provide for us. Shoot it into space.
Yeah, this is supposed to be for their safety. What are you fucking doing?
I'll take care of them. I know absolutely nothing about how to take care of them, but I have a keen sense with nature now, so I'll try. I'll feed them and milk them or whatever. I'll give it a rifle.
What about this ancient relic? This gigantic, beautiful bug thing. Oh, Udo would be a good place for it. It's undead, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's no point in getting rid of it. I mean,
Yeah, just leave it. It's fine.
Alright, so are you guys getting rid of the pig and the cow?
No,
I mean, the pig's gonna become bacon anyway. May as
yeah.
well.
If they're not anything important, we'll keep them on.
Okay. Bacon's back on the menu.
Meat's back on the menu, boys. What's a menu in context of Middle Earth? Shut up.
They have taverns.
All right.
I guess we should ask everyone else where they want to go before we go to the Quagga. Because some folks may want to. Some folks may want to stay on Kerbita. Some folks may want to stay on the Quagga. You know?
Yeah. Let's get old Ganny, Lizzie, and who else is with us?
I figured old Ganny go back to
Udo.
Yeah.
Of course.
Got Grizdom and Looney.
I mean,
as well.
she doesn't have to.
Oh, we're gonna drop them off on the Quagga.
Yeah, they're getting dropped off.
You guys call, and Kui is able to help Lizzie into the room. And as she steps in, sitting on one of the arcane seats here, you guys realize that this is the crew you have left.
Okay.
Wow, it's a little melancholy, isn't it? Go on, Glace, you're good at these things.
All right. Well, we are getting closer to more dangerous territory when it comes to completing our mission.
Old Ganny says.
Well, there is still a possibility of the ship exploding. And this is your last chance. Well, you don't really have... I'm sorry, everyone, but you don't really have an option. We are going to drop you off. somewhere. You just have to choose where. And this isn't necessarily meaning that we're never going to see each other again. We just have to have clear minds for what we're going into, and having innocent people on the ship. Well, I say innocent. Having you on the ship. We just can't have another death that to the 10th pit or whatever comes our way.
Old Guinea looks over to Lizzie and then to Ukog, who looked back at her, and then she returns her gaze to you guys. And are you planning to forcefully remove us off of the ship?
Oh, damn it. Why did she have to answer like that?
I mean, no, I was gonna ask you nicely.
Well then, I appreciate that. Me and the other women have talked about it, seeing the crew slim down, and we politely refuse. I am an old woman. If I was to get off the ship now, I would find myself with relatively idle hands. And you know what happens to an old person when they have nothing to do. So, I kindly would prefer to stay on the ship. It gives me something to do. And you'll need someone to help prepare the food now that you've really slimmed us up.
That's fair.
Also, yeah, if you drop me off anywhere, the 10th pit is gonna fucking kill me. My safest place is with you all. You'll kill anything you see.
You do realize that the ship might still explode, right?
I mean, look, that's a quick death.
Okay, point taken.
Well then?
Ukog looks and says, I only leave if my husband leaves.
Yeah, Ukog, you weren't even... yeah.
Well, you heard her, Sun Kong. Time for you to go, buddy.
Reroll a new character, please.
I think the main person was Hush that we were really trying to...
Yes, I'm glad
we're
that
going
ended.
to force off.
Yes, I'm glad that ended as well as it could have.
All right then. That's that's the meeting. You all stay.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good meeting.
Hope the
Good
ship
talk.
doesn't explode.
Well,
Lizzie,
if
you
it
still need to
does,
eat.
we'll all go into a big burning ball of flame together.
It's true.
Here's hoping.
Ha!
Not helpful, Fa.
I like fa.
That makes one of us.
Lizzie says, yeah, I'm gonna eventually have to, but I'm alright for now.
Great.
Okay, then. They've made their choice.
By the way, I did notice the Arcane man mentioning a potential place for you all to do a little bit of relaxation. Would you like me to look into that, even if it's just a day's worth?
I mean, if it gives you something to do, go right on ahead.
You got it.
I suppose if we ended up having one day in the 20 before our meeting, it wouldn't be the end of the universe.
If we can fit it in.
We can fit it in.
It's funny you say that, because it literally would be.
You're not wrong.
So, Kui says, the Quagga next?
Yes.
Tally
Okay.
ho.
She says, she turns to Ukog and Lizzie. Ready, crew? And they both nod. Alright.
Time to restock the alcohol. They can't be dry docked.
Heads.
That's not what dry dock means, you know.
It's very technical. We procurers of alcohol are keen in these terms.
Ah, I see.
So if you guys want, you can move the Nimbus ahead to the Quagga after making sure that Hush and Inoki are going to be fine back on Kerbita. Within a day's time, you guys reach the Quagga. Is there anything you wanted to do before you get off? Otherwise, we can just cut to the Quagga.
I'm good.
Does Enviti need to
Okay.
heal?
Hey, do we get one more saves?
Enviti, those of you who still have injuries need to make your saves, please. Yes. If you have healing magic, you can apply those. If they're not, primeval language injuries.
I'm helping.
Oh God,
Oh,
Enviti,
baby.
how?
Oh.
Chemo's fully healed, right?
Chemo, you're
Okay.
good to go. Okay. What was the injury level of torso, Enviti?
2.
It
Oh,
continues to sting and grows worse, growing to a level 3 torso injury.
Oh, it's halfway to dead. I'll be right back.
And what is the level of your right arm injury?
2.
It grows to level 3.
Ooh.
Your breathing as your rib cage expands and decreases stings, and your arm continues to give you pain. You have a difficult time finding yourself falling asleep. It doesn't affect you in terms of exhaustion, but it's just one of those things, like you've had an injury in real life. It's like extremely annoying to try and find yourself in a comfortable place to sleep the full 8 hours. But you're able to do so, but they do get worse. So, morning approaches. You guys on your astrolabe see a illusory version of what looks to be just a typical comet or asteroid passing through, although of course as you peer underneath the slab of rock shifting through the wild space, you do notice the flattened version where you see a number of ships and stuff docked. This is the Quagga.
Drop these helper hands off and then go to Alec.
Okay.
And to get about.
Mm-hmm.
You guys find yourselves on the Quagga. You have all, I believe, 6 of your gadabouts on you. Luckily, because you were able to stash them, no longer needing them during your escape from one of the Peacekeeper towers, you find that they are all still in relatively good condition. You are waved down by a elven member holding 2 rods that have lights at the end as he waves you down. And as you guys are landing, you are met by some of the Pioneer patrollers. You exit. You're able to mention to one of them, I'm sure, that you need to meet with Captain Visari. You're sent to his office. As you wait outside, you see 2 elves standing at attention. Eventually, there is 2 raps on the door, and they turn to you and say, "You may now enter." And they push the double doors open as you guys step inside. You guys have seen this type of room before. There's a relative uniformity to all of the Pioneer Quaggas. This one in particular is the meeting or head planning room. You notice a large desk in sort of like Game of Thrones fashion, where there's like a crude map of the Twixt with a number of carved in wood versions of where the Quagga ships, as well as this sort of patroller fleet, is dispersed around the Twixt. A tall elf dressed in relatively formal Pioneer patroller attire greets you all. "Captain Visari, welcome, Tycoons. Please step in and have a seat."
I salute him.
He nods and says, I appreciate it, but no need. You are not members of the patrollers. Now, I believe you were wishing to speak about a few things. One in particular regarding a certain meeting that is going to be had soon. "I was asked to deliver this to you," he says, and one of the nearby standing in the room at attention patrollers steps over with a wooden box, and he sets it on the table and pushes it ahead closer to you all, and then pulls it open. Inside you see what looks to be some type of artifact or arcane device. It looks like a round, flat ring with a hole cut in the middle, like a flattened donut that you could stick your fist around. And in the center of this steel-like device is a glass capsule with what looks to be some type of glowing blue energy in it. This was delivered to me from the masterminds, and I was told to keep the utmost secrecy and only tell you of its operation. When the time comes and the meeting draws near, it will glow a brighter blue. It will fill the room with its brightness, alerting to you all to its activation. At that time, all members who wish to join the meeting will place their hands on the device. It will then teleport you to where you need to go.
And you, a member of the patrollers, trust this magic enough to vouch for its efficacy?
I have not been told what the events and importance of this meeting are.
But
so, to vouch for this item, considering it comes from the masterminds, I wish you the best of luck, says with a laugh.
Fair enough, fair enough. I suppose it does save us some time, and you know what they say, you always pay for convenience.
If it brings you any solace, the maesters, upon delivering it to me, called it a maester teleshifter, and brought you all up by name, mentioning that you had a small hand in helping to develop the technology.
That was horrible.
Well, fun. Hopefully they've had enough time to perfect it.
I will have
some of the
over it.
kinks.
Yeah, fine, you can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By you close the box and sort of just take it under your wing.
Did I say so? Just wait.
Well then, Tycoons, was there anything else?
I was wondering about your expertise in, I guess, creation of cybernetics, robotics, and the such.
That is an affair that sounds more of the avenue of the maesters than myself, or the patrollers. I wish I could offer you more, but our resources are drying up. We have little to offer you currently.
Drying up?
That's correct. The travel lanes that we use to have access to natural resources. The Dark Trine has made sure to cut a lot of them off. We are at a bit of a deficit in terms of the typical gear that we would have. These items that you may find necessary for whatever you need in terms of steel or scrap, we may not be able to offer it to you. The Maesters, on the other hand, may have both the expertise and the resources you are looking for.
Well, we'll just have to make a trip there. One thing, I know you are all fighting very hard against the Dark Trine. There's just one thing, if it ever comes up, if you hear the name Peacekeepers or the 10th Pit, they're essentially the same thing. They're bad news. And if you do hear of them, maybe contact us.
Are they in any way related with the Dark Trine?
Unsure. They seem far worse, but in a different kind of way. So, if you hear of anything...
See,
Go.
this is distressing news coming from you all.
Right. They're very behind-the-scenes kind of thing.
We're remiss to mention that we don't have any hard evidence of their misdeeds, but if you at all trust anything we have to say, then
We do.
you will. Oh, we
The
do.
phone. The black phone. The sending phone.
Yeah, I suppose. Yes, we do have a sending stone that
You
they
guys have
gave
a
us.
sending stone and a portal key that reacts to
yes,
nearby
yes, yes,
flickering portals.
See, we were given these artifacts by them early on when we still believed they may have been our allies. In truth, the one member of the 10th Pit that we did end up trusting was the only one worth trusting. The rest of them, well, let's just say you do your best to keep the patrol's eye on them.
We will do what we can to keep this in mind, Tycoons. Our foremost confrontation is the Trine, but I will pass the word along to the others who need to hear this information to keep our feelers out should we hear of this group anymore.
Great.
That's all we could ask of you.
Each of you make a perception check. Perception, or I'll take a history check.
Hey, that's better. But not by much. 20 on history for Aesop.
Nice.
Oh man, good rolls from
Nice roll from
most
Fa,
of us, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, almost all of you, are able to notice, either through a perception or history check, remembering that you've been in rooms like these before, where they have the battle table or the tactical table set up with the different pieces. You guys now see that the number of patroller units is much less than it was when you first had the opportunity to come into these rooms.
Oh man.
Combined with the resource thing,
That's why they want the witchlight marauder.
the Trine still at full force then?
Yes.
I see.
Foiling us at seemingly every step we take. We are doing what we can, and will continue to do so. We have undertaken this duty to protect the Twixt. We are not a military force, by definition, but we will do our best to continue to discover new areas of opportunities that will help us thwart the threat of the Trine.
I see.
Something for us to consider.
His eyes look down on the table at the units of the patrollers, and there's a bit of a somber look as he looks back to you all and kind of sits back up straight.
Did anyone else have anything that we needed to bring up with them?
No.
You guys, you're able to hand over your gadabouts, and he'll take those, and appreciates that you guys kept them all in one piece, and says that they'll probably actually come useful, as this particular quagga was missing out on one or two that they needed.
Before we leave, can Aesop take an insight check? I want to see if they're manipulating us to try to get us to side with them.
Sure.
And I want to use my advantage on this.
Sure.
Fuck me, that's a 12! I'm not good at insight, sorry.
Well,
I don't know if it's too gamey, but Farl's kind of feeling the same way. I'll make the same check, I guess.
Sure.
I'll not use advantage, though. Boom! 25.
Woo! Woo!
There you go.
Aesop, it's difficult to tell. There's such a formal nature to the captain of this ship that it's hard to really see too deep into anything that may be set up as a face to you all. Fa, you, using your insight, are able to piece together that it seems as though the captain, as stoic as he is trying to be, is trying to elate a little bit of truth to you all that he does not show to the other crew about
so it's
their
both.
current predicament. You also, just with that high of a check, would get the sense that they do use this room for tactical and battle merit, and they wouldn't just have it set up like this constantly just waiting for you to arrive. They probably wouldn't know the exact time of your arrival, so what you see before you is probably true to the actual amount of units that patrollers have. So
Okay.
yes, deceptive in a way, but trying to relay a bit of honesty to you all without trying to come off as like, please help us.
Yeah, in a way that's consistent with somebody running an army.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Trying to be stoic, but kind of pulling off the mask a bit to show you a little bit of truth.
Thank you, Fa. That was going to drive me crazy.
No problem. I can spot a bad situation from a mile away.
And yet you're still with us.
Well, I mean, I didn't go and die anywhere, so...
Fair point.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, you guys have any other questions for Visari? Are you done here? Any shopping while you're on a quagga?
General alcohol and rations and whatever's the base needed.
They offer all of that. We don't have to do buying right now because we're sort of getting close to wrap up time. We can sort of do that like in between sessions if you want. You can take a look at the shopping menus of the quagga and decide on what you want. So if you guys want to do some shopping, we can say that you do, and we'll cover the things that you buy in between sessions. Other than that, was there anything else you wanted to accomplish while you were on the quagga? They have the hands here if you're looking for any extra hands or anything else necessary. While you guys are here, both Looney, the elf, and Grizdom bid you well and say, appreciate the time. It was an interesting experience, Grizdom says.
Well,
It's never dull. Sorry, buddy.
No, I'm glad that everyone made it out in one piece. Looney turns to you all and says, stay in good health, both physically and mentally. I wish you the best of luck.
You as well.
They bid you farewell and head off into the interior of the quagga. Visari similarly bids you well as you guys exit, and if there is nothing else, you can continue on your trek.
think so.
Yep. Next stop.
Actually, what is
Jadra?
Where is the next stop?
Yeah. Sure enough.
Do you think we'll have time after Jadra and Udu? We'd have 3 days left. Make one stop at Neogokyo. If not, I know we can wait till after the meeting.
We couldn't make it to Neogokyo
We
before.
could call them and see if they have any shortcuts.
True.
We got, 17 days till then?
We can call them now and see if they can make any shortcuts.
That's true.
You want to do that, Ring?
Well, I think we should go to Jadra first and Udu, and then see if there's anything maybe halfway, because that's a lot closer. I don't want to waste any time.
It would give them, I mean, it's not wasting any time if we ask them and if they could possibly set something up before
That's true.
all that time.
Yeah, I'm for it then.
Let's call that crazy professor.
Oh, God.
22? 3?
You give a call to the masterminds. A green-haired gnome with a monocle answers. Hello, yes. I believe you are the tycoons, correct? Yes. How may I help you?
I don't know. How do we address this, guys?
We are far away from you at the moment, but is there a shortcut, less than 17, less than 3 days? Like a teleportation? Or something?
A shortcut?
Yes, like a teleport.
I mean, we currently have plenty of R&D departments working on various things that we are excited to share with the general public. Are you talking about like right from where you are over here?
Or a little bit closer. Maybe like 4 days, 3 days closer.
I mean, nothing we have that is remote. Do you happen to have access to any type of magics that could maybe just bring you as individuals here?
Yes! Hold on. Wait a minute. I have teleport.
Oh, what? When did you learn how to teleport?
What?
It was on Numenos.
Oh,
Came to me.
that's amazing. Holy shit. We could split the party and go to multiple places at once.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Well, there you go. You've done it. So glad I could be of service.
Get off of my intercom.
It disappears.
Solve the portal. Teleport.
Holy shit, that's so good. That's so good.
Rin Caswood, high five, Glosse. I think Enviti would call this being smart, and you are the smartest in the galaxy.
Smartest part in the Twixt for sure.
That is, I think, my favorite moment of this session. Heartfelt moment with daughter. Nah. Hey, teleport us. Oh wait, I can do that. Never mind. Bye.
I don't need you.
I'll have to remember that as a DM. That's dangerous news.
Hey. Fuck the masterminds.
I can only do it once if it helps, Jason.
Uh-oh.
Once a day.
Oh, okay. As you guys finish up, Old Ganny steps back into the mission control room.
I found something nice.
Oh?
It's 2 days out, but a nice, tiny, cozy world that I don't believe is habited by any humanoids.
Oh?
A nice place that you could all relax, should you choose to.
Where? What is it? Tell us more.
Oh, it's an uninhabited world. I'm not even sure if the patrollers have come across it yet. There is no name for the planet. It is unnamed. Just a small moat amongst many here in the Twixt.
Oh.
Whereabouts is it?
She points it out to you as she marks it. Here, I'll mark it on the map, but it's essentially right here. It's your ping.
Well, I suppose it's on the way to Jadra. We could take a day and still have 12 days for the Gone to answer our question.
We also know that there is some sort of we have a map to a swirling rift 4 days from Jadra.
No swirling rift. I cannot stress this enough.
I mean, do you guys want to stop for a day off?
It's starting to sound nicer and nicer, if I'm being honest.
We never get a day off after that.
Oh, God. She's right, though. She's right.
Accurate observation. I don't know why you get so bent out of shape over these things.
It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. But yes, I agree. We may not get another chance.
the death of millions and of us being some of them? Is that what you mean?
I think we're.
Answer me.
I think we were all.
Face out.
Anything else you guys want to do for the day before we move the ship?
Oh, are we on another day after the Quagga?
Oh, actually, you guys would still be here. Sorry.
Okay, no.
That kind of changes things. That actually would put the spot here.
Well, do we have time to just teleport to Neogokyo and get that over with?
You do, but if that is going to be the case, we'll save that for next session. Unless you, what's your intentions by teleporting there?
Rinkaz needs something there, so that's Rinkaz.
Is this something you need to teleport there to, Rinkaz? Or
For
something you could simply ask them?
Neogokyo? I mean,
Yeah.
Assuming we would need. I mean, we've got some parts on the ship from the giant catbot head and, some of the other stuff. But if we're trying to either construct it ourselves or contact them about constructing parts for a cause, I thought it'd take a little time to, research or check with them in person. I don't know if we can play phone tag with everyone on the planet.
You're more than welcome to teleport there. It's up to you.
It sounds like, wouldn't it be better we should call them back and then ask if they can make something for him, and then just teleport there when it's done, if they can even do it.
I mean, the worst they can say is no or whatever.
And then we'll have to
go. It's true.
Let's call that gnome back and ask him.
That's even better. Holy shit.
I asked you about teleporting. I actually meant to ask you about robot construction.
Robots.
I'm gonna tip my hat and use the disguise spell for my hat disguise and turn into a different looking lizard folk so he doesn't think I'm the same one from before.
The same gnome in a lavish looking coat and green spiky hair answers, tycoons. Any other questions I can help yourselves answer?
So, you guys make artificial intelligence and robots and the such, correct? I mean, I've seen the patrol bots that you have around.
We are masters of the arcane intellect. That's correct.
So, I scratch my chin and say, so say you want to put the soul of a living being into one of those.
A dead being.
A dead being's. Formerly living being's soul into one of those as part of an artificial intelligence to power it. Is that a possibility?
This is a bit of a convoluted question. To break it down in its simplest parts, there are exceptions where we are able to deem it a successful potential to transfer the essence of a living being into a construct form, but doing so with one that has died is a completely different matter.
Okay, Rinkaz. So, what if you were able to, without worrying about how to do the soul thing, make a body that would support and work like a normal yuan-ti body, so to say, just throwing just a random yuan-ti body.
A random yuan-ti?
Yeah. You make the construct. In theory, that something's going to be like a soul is going to be inside of it, but you guys don't have to worry about the soul part.
This is a possibility, provided that you are able to get us a few things. I will first need some amount of information regarding this individual who I assume you happen to have known in the past, related to their
biological makeup. I would like to know as much details on their initial form and design and schematics, if you will. How tall they were, how large they were, perhaps the color of their scales, if helpful. Just something to help me provide something.
That's easy. No, don't worry about that. We can just rewind back. We got about like 8, 10, 15 episodes worth of him. We'll just let, go watch the hollow vids of our early missions and you'll see him.
I can look into seeing if we can purchase any of those, sure, but any additional information from you all would certainly be helpful. The other affair would be having you all gather the necessary components to construct this type of construct form, that of which I will get the details and be back in contact with you in a few days on, if you wish to carry through with such an event. However, even if you are able to give me this information and we are able to construct this robotic steel UNT form, the matter of actually getting the soul of this individual into this form is unfortunately going to be on your shoulders.
We got that under control. We mainly need the housing for it.
I see.
Do we have that under control? Do we?
No, but the worst that can happen is that Cos says no, and all of this is fine anyway.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, of course. And I pull back my coat and I point to a few of the weapons. I'm quite a fan of your work, and I know that the Twixt isn't privy to all of it. And, well, I know we've made a bit of our name for ourselves, and maybe toting this UNT around with us and, maybe dropping a good word that this is the future. I mean, science is clearly leading the way. Look at what the GIF have to use. What are weapons but a form of your science? A mundane version of what you can do. I'd like to persuade him on maybe the future cost being a little bit lower. The sponsorship would make him look like an NASCAR. Put stickers all over him. I don't care.
Oh, suddenly Kaz wants to come back less from the afterlife.
Yeah, Maiden Neo Gokia.
Why are there racing stickers all over me? What is this? What have you done?
I'd like to take a persuasion check if I can and use point of luck for advantage on it.
He's got bumper stickers on. If you can read this, you're too damn close.
Oh, I hate this.
Yeah, that's terrible. I'll take the 12, but
I have no idea what exactly you're trying to get, but I will gather the necessary components that we would need to be able to build this for you.
Perfect.
This is great. This is going great.
Very well. I will be in contact with you again in a few days once we have contracted the necessary requirements and components needed.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Of course. Ta-ta now, he says.
Bye.
Disappears.
I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never built a cybernetic life form and pulled someone back from the dead. Kaz needs to be here. He's going to rain hell on them.
Well,
Do you want hell or whatever, hopefully. I can't imagine that he's probably happy about dying that way. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him, but we'll speak to him soon, hopefully. I want to at least give him a fair chance at this.
pretty noble.
You guys want to do anything else for the rest of this day? Other than Enviti rolling to see if he heals?
Happy little Enviti baby, take a bardic inspiration. Take many.
Enviti, roll to see if you heal, and then we'll shift to the next day.
Alright, we've got torso and we've got right arm left. There's a 17 on torso.
Torso goes down 1 level.
That is 17 on right arm.
Right arm goes down 1 level.
Nice.
We're at 2 on each.
You guys can...
Fifth save.
Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah.
All right, we're down to 2 on after the 5th save.
Nice.
It's gonna bring you poly progress. See if you can cast scrying on it so we can get it to work. So Glossy can have a friend. And so it can stop asking me to tell it more. God damn it. Well, tell me more. I thought it would be funny, but I can't turn it off.
Oh, it's fun.
Is that a pink raven? Why have you bedazzled a raven? Whose idea was this? Glossy, was this your idea?
What? Was what
did you-
my the raven?
Did you put far up to this to making this abomination of the avian form?
That looks like something Chemo would do. I have
That
nothing.
does not look anything like something Chemo would do.
Look, it's lonely on the ship, and we thought, maybe you needed company. I mean, look what he made for me. Flamingos are part of your family, right?
God damn it, Rickaz, I am a lady. I am a lady.
No, we, not he. We, not he. We. I promise, I'm getting this right.
Oh, we. Yeah, yes, no, it's. Oh.
I have a wee wee.
What is happening?
Do you cast scry on the bird, Enviti?
What now?
Do you cast scry on the bird? Do you have the ability to do that?
I have scry. I don't have scry. I do have identify. I do have.
This bird's just stuck in this mode forever.
Dang it, Enviti. You said you could do this.
Yeah,
We actually literally released it to Wild Space.
Didn't you say you had scrying at some point?
I asked you specifically if you could do this, otherwise I'd have popped this scroll.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, I can scry.
Tell
Like,
me
that's
more.
a thing I can do with my tongue.
Yeah, tell me more.
Just gotta let me know what I need to do. I mean, it's been a little rough. I've kind of.
So Enviti can scry with his tome, but he's not able to cast the spell scry. Is that right?
Oh, it's an ability, not the spell.
Yeah, I can scry things. I can't really.
Do you have the written necessary words in your tome to be able to cast scry?
I can't physically cast a spell scry. No.
Okay, that is what you would need to finish the bird.
We're stuck with this fucking gaudy ass bird.
Why don't we keep it in the room? We'll keep it in the trophy room.
The trophy room.
Just gonna have a soundproof blanket over his cage.
We could just get a scroll for you. I mean, if we're gonna stop at places in the near future, it'll just be another week of it running around screaming.
Hey, when Enviti learns a new spell, he can learn scrying.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to scry spells.
Are you thinking of? Are you confusing the word scry and identify?
Possibly.
This has been one massive misunderstanding.
That's her.
I take it back. This is my favorite moment of this.
Well, now you guys know what you need to finish the recording bird.
I just imagine Fa getting so fucking mad. You said you could. Oh, you said scry.
Can you teleport objects? You could just teleport it somewhere to have it finished up with a pound of gold or something, whatever they need. I don't know.
Someone move the ship a day.
Fa grabs her head and does this in the air, and then just reaches up and smashes the bird. It's like, I can't do it. I'll fix it. He's gonna to fix it, but it's fine. Don't care.
We've lost another one.
Oh no, it's broken. It really does sound like a dying Furby with that voice.
Anything you guys want to do on the final day before you reach this resort-like area?
How about 2 more potion crafting, please?
Okay.
This time I'm gonna do 2 exceptional potions of healing.
Nice.
Does
Yes.
anything...
Oh, I fucked up on one of them. Dang it. Well, that's an expensive exceptional healing potion, but I made one of them.
You did make one. Anything else anyone wants to do on this day?
Training room before we go to the potential deadly uncharted planet.
Okay, you head over to the training room. What are you doing in the gym?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody doing anything else of note?
Yeah, just kind of restocking. Chemo's gonna make 2 pots of tea, and then Fa is gonna reset all of the stuff that Chemo used over the past.
Okay, sure.
So I need to roll for Chemo's.
Yes, please.
I made 1 exceptionally well and did not do the other.
And then in the meantime, Brinkaz, give me a D12 roll, please.
A 5.
The next time you take the hide action, you have advantage on your dexterity stealth check.
Ooh, thank you.
That's good.
Keep that in mind. It will stay with you until you use it.
I'm helping Enviti heal.
Yep, yeah, I was gonna say, if nothing else, let's see what happens with Enviti.
Alright, these are both level 2 injuries now.
Sweet. Oh, with the inspiration, you got it. Yeah.
It is a 14 for torso.
Level 1 now, torso injury. It's feeling better. With Glacé's help.
It is a 10 for right arm.
You've rolled so many 10 totals. This is improbable.
Doesn't get any worse, but right arm is still hurting. Same injury level. With that, you guys can move 1 more space to the vacation area.
Vacation time, everyone.
Sorry.
Old Ganny, after everyone wakes and finds themselves up, says, "Alright, we're here. What do you say, girls? Shall we spend a little bit of time beachside, get our toes in the sands?" The rest of the crew beside you guys kind of nods and shakes their heads like, sure.
Brinkaz, do you have any alcohol? Let's make daiquiris.
I have plenty. Also, I whispered Old Ganny, Aesop said that he was wondering if you had a bathing suit for seaside.
No need to wear anything when enjoying yourselves in the water.
That's wonderful. That's a great idea. I pour some of the alcohol into my eyes. Ready to go.
You guys see a actually very small planetoid in front of you, displayed on the astrolabe. It looks sort of mountainous and largely covered in water with spots of beaches, some intertwined in some of the slightly more rocky mountainous regions. Who wanted to head off down to this area?
Glacé is on that.
That's too close to home for Rincast, so I'm going, for sure.
Anyone not going? Anyone staying on the ship? Seems like most everyone, even Kui, is heading off.
Come on, Chemo, you need some sunlight. Look at you. You're always brooding in the dark. What's it gonna hurt?
So, I've already got my pants. Yeah, let's go.
Oh wow.
He's just got like fucking swim trunks on already or something.
He's got little water wings on. Can't split though. Don't make fun of it.
Let's go chill, relax.
What was that?
Oh no.
You guys all
What?
touch the crystal communicator, and there's a whip, a flash of light.
Hot spring episode! Beach episode!
You find
That's
that the geodesic ship has landed on the beach side of one of the taller nearby mountainous areas here. The soft sound of crashing waves beats on the shoreline. Out in the distance, you can see the sun of the nearby planetoids in this area slowly descending, beginning to crest over top of the mountain. So there still seems to be a good couple hours left. The sun hits the slightly reddish texture of the rocky nature of the mountains, giving this area, along mixing with its orange look, a bit of a reddish orangish pink that pervades the area here. Lush foliage and a tropical nature surrounds the area and colors the waters, a vivid pink mixed along with its bright aquamarine. In the distance you hear the cawing of what sounds like seagulls or some other avian creature.
Tell me more!
You see no other people, no other creatures, other than the soft beating of the waves. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Nice.
I was waiting for the ship to explode.
Yeah, is it weird that I'm still stressed?
Yeah. I was
I'm not
waiting.
doing anything.
I was waiting for like the sea monster to rise out of the ocean or something like that. And old Danny's like, "Oops, I guess I should have looked harder," or something like that.
She gets eaten.
To be
It's
continued.
not vacation without a little cracking here and there.
Well, we'll see what you guys find out next time as you enjoy a little vacation time here for however long you guys see fit. And then, yes, it is still the ball in your court for what you want to do. I'm going to tally up how many days have transpired over this session and let you guys know how much time is left. Otherwise, yes, we will be continuing this thread line. But first, next week, we're going to take a little bit of a detour to do the 100th episode special. So we will return with this storyline next week. Or not next week, but the following week after next. And we're going to do the 100th special where we're going to relive plenty of moments that have happened with the crew and some previous members who are no longer alive on their journeys through the Twixt, reliving some fun moments. And I think it'll be a fun episode. I'll make some questions. If you guys have any questions, I would say that it could be an episode where maybe we peer behind the curtain a little bit. But since the season is not fully done yet, if there's questions you guys have for me that I feel like would be spoiling anything, I'll just sort of have to leave them unanswered. But if you guys want to have any, like, hey, what, you know, like, did we miss anything through this area or anything like that, come equipped with those, and we'll do a little behind the scenes too after we're done reminiscing. But yeah, it'll be fun times, I'm sure. It should hopefully be a full session's worth, maybe a little shorter, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm sure it'll be a fun time, and then we'll continue on the following week after that. So I appreciate everyone stopping by. If you guys enjoyed what you watched tonight, if you want to get an idea of what's going on, if you're new here, then please stop by next session. We're going to hit some of the bigger beats of the storyline of the Wyld Tycoons, our party here, as they made their way through the Twixt, a newly created plane. So I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, A10, Biohazard. Thank you, Kai Drew. Thank you, Lurks, Trankan12, and Universe. The Universe is here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Hey, you guys are building up points as you watch, so smash that follow button, or maybe even sub if you enjoyed it, and you'll get even more. You can do fun stuff, like what looks like the Mighty did, and Redeeming Inspiration. Aesop, you'll
Thank
get
you.
another point of inspiration next session, along with our normal one that we dole out to you.
Yes, good.
Take that, and yes, I appreciate it. So if you don't mind, Luke, keep that in mind, since we won't be technically playing next session, so you'll have one after that.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I'll add it to a +1 for Aesop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just try two now.
So yes, actually, that's a good idea here. Just take your 2 now. Let's get that over with. Boop.
Come on, give me sea legs again, the best one. No, but two good ones. I like both of these.
Awesome.
Cool. Oh yeah, this is great. These are great. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Good. If you guys missed any of this session and want to watch more, besides getting filled in on a recap for the 100 special next week, same time, same place, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. If you want to dive into our 250 plus hour long Season 2 campaign, it's all stored as VODs here on our Twitch or over on our YouTube page if you prefer to watch it there. It's a little easier to access sometimes on YouTube. All of that, as well as our Twitter, is GAWD_mode. So if you want to stay up to date, give us a follow on all of those platforms, and I really appreciate everyone who sticks around to watch as me and my friends play. It's really, really awesome of you guys. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll have a lot of fun next session. Until next time, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.